Thank you for the follows. And thank you guys for being here. Still just getting everything set up. I just got off of work, and this is about the first thing that I've done since making the thumbnail. And now I'm officially pretty much done work and ready to get started. Well, I went and fed EV2, so you don't have to worry that she will not be jumping up asking to be fed the entire stream. Sometimes she will do that, even if she's already eaten. How's it going, everybody? Cena, a zombie. What's a master crafter's favorite food? Craftin' cheese. Ahoy, Bosco. How's everybody doing? Thank you for joining me here at this odd time. I know technically, too, that, technically, I don't think there's any drops enabled, right? Are there any drops enabled right now on Twitch? I don't think so. The devs are just, leaving me out to dry here. Thumbnail, not a toenail. Yeah, I made a thumbnail very quickly because I never know what thumbnail to put for a live stream because it's like, I don't know, like, what do the people want to see there? Thank you for the follows, by the way, and the subscriptions. Gerbon something TV, Gerbrana TV. Is that I don't know how it's pronounced, but thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you for the follow, Oddly Platypuses and Jaylock the Peacock. And I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm so sorry. I'm absolutely terrible with pronouncing people's names. So today, what I actually want to do is a couple things that I want to get some feedback on. I want to know a couple things. So there's a bunch of chapters, obviously, in ESO. Don't judge my most recent played games, please. Don't judge me. I want to know from your guys' perspective, what are the chapters that you think are the best? And when I say the best, I want to point out, like, these are the ones that are essential for new players. Like, these are the ones, because, there's a huge discount right now for these things. And it got me thinking, what are the essential chapters? And I can think from like a meta, you gotta go and get Greymore because it'll give you access to mythics, and then you need these chapters because then those mythics are good with these chapters. I don't know why it's not showing the video, but whatever. Right now. I'm over top of the crown store. There it goes. It came back. I don't know why it doesn't pull it up now. Maybe for privacy reasons. I have a new capture card. Maybe it's like, Jake, whoa, don't release any of your personal information. And I'm like, it's just the Xbox store. Jer Bear. Okay. That makes significantly more sense. Does ESO have Xbox achievements? It does, yeah. There's some really goofy ones. Like, complete some weird dungeon without touching any lava. It's a bunch of goofy achievements. Haven't logged on to Twitch since they promoted those hot tub entertainers. Oh well, that's my backup plan if things don't work out very well. So what I want to do is break down all of the chapters in ESO, and just what's your guys' favorite chapter? And I could pull them up if you guys need like a refresher of all the chapters. All right, all right. Here are all the chapters: Morrowind, Somerset, Elsewhere, Greymore, Blackwood, High Isle, Necrom, and Gold Road. Which ones of these do you think are the most essential? Also, why is this off center? Like, what do I do to break these things when I'm not streaming? So, of these ones, what's interesting about Gold Coast, or not, yeah, Gold Coast and Hughes Bane is they're technically DLCs, not chapters, which is weird. Granted, but they're not a chapter release. Is this actually centered now? I don't know why. I don't know why I did that. Whatever. Is that when you start clicking and dragging stuff? Love Somerset. It gives good jewelry crafting, Sigic skill line, and Cloud Rest. Has good gear. That's a good point. Gold Coast and Hughesbane, Somerset for jewelry crafting, Western Skyrim for antiquities, and Westwold for scribing. I consider these essential. What's interesting though is that when you look at the mythics that you can get from Western Skyrim, a lot of the mythics there are kind of underwhelming. Let's look it up. ESO mythics. I don't know if this one will tell me where they come from. Looks like these ones don't. There we go. This one does. So if you just have Western Skyrim, you can only get Bloodlord's Embrace, Thrashian Strangler, Snow Treader's Boots. Also, let me move this over so you guys can see. Goodness. There we go. Yeah, so you get Bloodlord's Embrace, Thrashian Stranglers, Snow Treaders, which, to be fair, I think Snow Treaders are a bit overhated. Ring of the Wild Hunt, I actually think is pretty good. Malakast Band of Brutality it's okay, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's anything fantastic. Torque of Tonal Consistency, you're not going to use that. Ring of the Pale Order is actually pretty good for solo content, but oddly enough, too, it requires the Reach, which requires Markarth DLC. So if you had Western Skyrim, you may not necessarily have Markarth. Now, Markarth, I think, was given away for free a couple times, actually. I think it was given away as a login reward once, and I think it was also as like a community challenge reward. So there's a decent chance that people had Ring of the Pale Order, but if not, you only have Bloodlord's Embrace, Thrashian, Snow Treaders, Ring of the Wild Hunt, and Band of Brutality, which I don't think is a very good list. Malakast Band, Wild Hunt, Thrashian, Stranglers, those are pretty popular. I think popular, though, doesn't mean good. Because, you got Harpooner's Wading Kilt, one of the most popular mythics in the game. That comes from Blackwood. Death Dealer's Feet, one of the most popular mythics in the game, Blackwood. Marken Ring, one of the most popular mythics in the game, comes from the Deadlands, which is notably not Blackwood, but it was also given away a few times. What are some other really good ones? Mora's Whisper, I think, is highly underrated. Comes in High Isle. Oakensoul, High Isle, crazy good. Sea Serpent's Coil, High Isle. And then we have the newer ones, which Torque of the Alien King, which pretty much just comes from... Wait, does Torque of the Alien King technically doesn't require any of them? Yeah, look at that. Torque, technically, you could just get Torque of the Alien King, because I think it does come from Infinite Archive, which is a free-to-play zone. So in theory, you guys could all go get it if you have Mythics unlocked. So that's a good point for them. Are there any other? I think that's the only one like that. Saint Seducer, though, one of the best in slot mythics in the game, comes from Gold Road. Crypt Cannon, it's a bit too niche, but yeah, of all the mythics, I think Necrom Chapter probably had the worst mythics. Yeah, I think too that there are so many good mythics out there. There's just so many good options, but it's hard to know. Like, that's awkward. I don't need to play my own audio. But then too, like the other chapters will give you access to so many other things. I also want to show you guys too. What was I about to show you? Oh, 16 hours, 34 minutes until this event ends, right? Keep this in mind. Technically, once the daily quest reset, I think, what is it, 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can actually log in tomorrow and still get a gold reward box. We're actually going to go get one of the gold reward boxes right now from, excuse me. Is it 5 a.m. Eastern now? It's good to know if it's 5 a.m. Eastern. Scrying, I think, is so essential, but it's one of those things where it's like, I don't think that... what I'm trying to do is make a tier list of which DLCs and which chapters are essential, right? And it becomes tricky to do that because it's like, well, this chapter is great if you have this other one. So it's like, how do you factor that in? That's where it just becomes such a sticky wicket too. How much do you value how much do you guys value the story of a chapter? Just on a scale of like 1 to 10. 10 being I love the stories, it's essential. 1 being they could literally have a story where I fetch a ham sandwich as long as everything else is good, I'll be happy as can be. How much value do you put on the story of a zone? 1 through 10. 10 again being like, "Oh, I want I prefer a great story every single time." 1 being I would accept me delivering a ham sandwich just as long as the rewards are good. I don't care what I'm doing. 5, right in the middle. Okay. 1. All right, so we've gone. Now we just need somebody to say 10 and we'll have the whole spectrum. Story 8. 10 for story. Okay. We're all over the place. 6.5. 9. And we're getting further away from a consensus than I thought we were. Which is good. It's good. I like to know where everybody's heads are at. So if I was doing a chapter list, right? How much value do you want me to put on how good a storyline is? Or do you prefer that I focus on other things? Or do you think it's just something that should be factored in pretty equally? Like how good are the rewards? How good are the skill lines? Is the newest feature that's brought with it any good? Do you think it should be equal? Do you think it should be lesser? What do you guys think? Glowing says, "Hey, new subscriber here. Gotta say, I love your content. Just wondering, what are your most recent new player videos so I could send them to my friend that bought the game yesterday?" I would say look at the new player checklist video. I think it's a good way to kind of ease into the game. I also have a new player guide too. I should make a playlist just for new players. I have PvP new player videos too, but that's probably a bit too crazy to get into immediately. Be like, all right, you're welcome to ESO. Get your level 10 guy ready to go to Battlegrounds, which to be fair to, I love to level up in Battlegrounds, but it can be a stressful place to go. 1 for the story. People in my guild are very knowledgeable about lore, and some of that has to do with the storyline. I admit, I wish there were cliff notes for each story. I thought about doing a YouTube video for the lore of each zone, but the lore videos don't do very well for ESO. So I think I might do like a 60-second YouTube short, 60 seconds max YouTube short about like a summary. Just that way you can get an idea of what's going on. Rewards are the bottom of the list. But do you mean rewards are as in like the stuff that you can earn in that zone? Or which rewards are you referring to, Zombie? I think Dragon Guard was the best. Interesting. Because, technically, Northern Elsewhere is only involved in that chapter, not Southern Elsewhere. Southern Elsewhere is technically not a chapter, it's a DLC. Yeah, I could try the 60 seconds story synopsis idea. I'm always looking for things to do, too. I always feel like some people are like, "Oh, there's just not enough ESO YouTube videos to make." And I'm like, not enough ESO YouTube videos to make. There's always so much to talk about, Like, you could just talk about stuff for hours, Like, just today, they released that new skill styles thing, and, like, a lot of you guys even were commenting, like, didn't even see this announcement. And that's just, like, the reality of it. There are people who will only watch Twitch content. There are people who follow ESO on Twitch, or not Twitch, on Twitter and Facebook. There are some people who have none of those social media, so it's always like, I got to talk about this because this is exciting, And there were some of you that were like, I only have one character, and they're level 30, and it's like, oh, God, got a full month. All right. Pray for companion gear, purple. We'll go increased health. Critical strike rating. Ugh. We did get a lead though. These leads, by the way, that I did not mean to just accept all the way through, but you can see it right there. Those ancestral Breton stuff actually pretty valuable. But let's think here for a moment. When it comes to a chapter, right? So we have, let's say, rewards, and I'm talking sets, cosmetics. We'll just say sets and cosmetics. That's probably, I mean, I guess titles, but like that's technically cosmetic, you know. Then you've got ones that include things like their feature, which sometimes are their companions, plus new game modes, example TOT, or classes. Then you've got the story. What else distinguishes a DLC zone from a non-DLC zone from a is it worth it perspective? I'm trying to think what else when you think about a zone, what else is there? Maybe that's it. How would you guys stack? So these are the things that I'm thinking about. So you've got rewards. Yeah, you got your cosmetic, your titles, your sets from a zone, because obviously there are some dungeons that have some pretty cracked sets. But then you've also got ones that give you companions, their new game modes, Tales of Tribute, for example, classes, storylines. What do you have to pay for, Rita? Yeah, the dungeons and trials make a difference in what zone too. So, like for example, if you get the Blackwood DLC, you get access to Rock Grove. Rock Grove has my favorite PVE set there, Pasai. I think Pasai is one of the coolest PVE sets in the game. So it's like, when you guys think about what chapters are the best or your favorite, what do you think is what is the most important thing to you? Oh yeah, the DLCs, Rita, you have to pay for. And that's why I'm trying to think, like, when it comes to you guys getting a DLC, what's at the top of, like, okay, I'm gonna get this DLC or chapter or whatever, you know? Number one thing that makes you go, I'm gonna grab this one. Or at least, what do you think is the most important aspect of that chapter? Daily impact. That's a really good way to phrase it, actually. I'm gonna write that down. Anytime I'm pulling up a Google Doc because it's so exceptionally bright, like next to me. Daily impact. Do I have it already? Is Gold Road the best writ location? I've actually never done my writs in the Gold Road. Where do they have them in the Gold Road? I'm guessing it's over here. That's where all the stations are. Westwall is amazing, huh? I'm guessing it's over. Is this? Oh, this must be. You must literally like pick it up. Oh yeah, that is very close. Look at that. Like, and where's the turn in? I guess we can. I don't know if my quest log might awkwardly be full. Let me see. We can knock out some. We can get rid of some of these. Oh, keep that one because that one's almost done. Oh, that was 19 out. That was 19 out of 20. I shouldn't have got rid of that one. Rip the Dragon Knights. We literally just needed to kill one more. I just hate not doing all of my writs. So it's like, oh well, if we're gonna test this out, I might as well do all of them. You know. I always do mine in Glenumbra. Is it sentimental? Also, I know that there were problems with this. I'm wondering, did they fix this? Looks like they fixed it. Yeah, it looks like it's all. Yeah, there was a problem with like how it was like putting the quest required marker for your daily writs for a while. And I'm always afraid that it's like secretly going to use some really good trait item, even though there's not like super crazy good trait items. Thank you, Total Rick, for the follow. Alan, I see. I'm an Alanor believer as well. That's usually where I go to as well. I have such fond memories of Glenumbra, like when ESO was first released. It was just so nice to just be in Glenumbra. Ooh, this feels weird because it's not like I remember in Somerset I had my loop, you know, where you like go around, and you like hit them all. Okay, no trait. That's always good. I know this is probably riveting for you guys. Like, oh, daily crafting writs, incredible. Is there anything that you guys don't consider when it comes to a new chapter? Are you guys like, I don't care if they add new blah 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 stuff? Like, what? Oh, is this the one that's broken? It's not showing me the quest markers. Is it enchanting and alchemy? Do you think the funny thing is I could probably figure out the alchemy one, but yeah, this one would be a little bit too finagly. Jake, I noticed you said that console prices for guild traders are cheaper than PC. However, I've noticed many times that it's quite the opposite when it comes to motifs and such. Are console prices generally heftier than PC? What's a good reference between Tamriel's trade company and trade center? Well, I think using those two reference points is always good. The thing that you get to understand about the difference between PC and console is not necessarily that there's inflation across the board, it's that the communities are very different. What does that mean? It means that ESO is on Game Pass. ESO on console, both PlayStation and Xbox, sees a steady influx of newer, lower, lower level players. Thank you, Kenneth's Life for the follow, or excuse me, for the YouTube sub. So when you take that into consideration, by population per capita on console, you have less people doing endgame content, more people needing new player stuff, new sets, traits to learn, new stuff, whatever. On PC, you have the opposite. You have a huge endgame community that just sucks the economy. All the raw materials, they take alchemy bags. That's why selling alchemy ingredients is really good on PC. It is horrible on Xbox. Also, Xbox has more bots on it, so we have a botting problem, which causes a lot of our prices to plummet. That's because gold, if you were to buy and sell it illegally, which don't do that, just referencing it here for inflation purposes, it technically, Xbox gold is worth more. So when it comes to motifs, for example, because there's a small portion of people per capita that are farming, to get motifs and stuff on Xbox, sometimes you'll see motifs be more expensive on Xbox and cheaper on PC. But generally, I would look at upgrade materials as the usual inflationary device of how valuable is this alchemy ingredient on this console versus this one. That's usually what I would say is like a market definer, but it's hard to say, But generally, the rule is that usually everything's about 4 times more expensive on PC, but there are exceptions. Furniture is another exception, but mundane runes are not an exception. Exactly. I would love to have an add-on that just does all this does all this for me. For me, golly, I can't speak. Craft Essence of Magicka. Do you make these at 160? Does it matter? Alright. Magicka. That was a good marketing lesson, Jake. Thank you. It all comes down to supply and demand. That's really the 90% of the economy just comes down to supply and demand. When you've got more endgame players farming something, they're going to need more resources. When you've got, more people who are doing different types of activities that are giving them certain things, like, even new players. So the way that the game was created was so that new players could go pick up raw materials and sell them to endgame players for, like, a good bit of money, right? Well, it becomes, that's two money things. Will this work? What is it going to be like? No. Oh, it does work. So I have noticed that some, what are they called? Monster styles are more expensive on Xbox, but it's same concept though, where it's like, how many? Oh my gosh, the turn-in literally is like right there. It's crazy. Okay, this is definitely the best zone for this. Your videos of event guides and weekly vendors are so helpful, so thank you so much for those. Going to try and catch the live stream more often. Well, thank you. I'm trying to do these more often. I wish the developers would, do some more Twitch drops for ESO. Because right now there are more of you watching on on YouTube than on Twitch, which I always just find funny because YouTube is not really a live streaming platform per se. Thank you for the follow, String. Is that New Zealand or just NZ? But that's a really good. So monster styles, like it's like a monster helmet, but it's the style of the monster helmet, right? Those are the perfect example because usually only a handful of people farm those, but because you have more endgame players on PC, you're more likely to see those farmed on PC. I wonder if there's. I don't think I'm smart enough to figure out. Superb glyph of Magicka. All right. Oh wait, no stamina. I can't. We're already at the wrong. We're already doing the wrong thing. All right. Slight Raider. Truly superb glyph. Now that sounds too. I wonder if that'll work. Is that too good? Let's see. Nope, that's not right. This says superb. I don't think this is this right. Oh, there we go. Boom. Oh my gosh, just as you guys typed it out. I'm so sorry. I was lost in the sauce. I didn't even see it. Wait, what's this one? Oh, never mind. I thought that was a box there on the left. I was like, which of these daily writs did I not do? So another thing that I wanted to work on today is like 99% of the questions that I see on, yes, so Robert, we're about to get into the serious stuff. So I want to actually make a flowchart for new players or returning players or anybody. And what it does is it tells you what class you should play in ESO, because I think that like 90% of the questions that I see from new players are, what class should I play? And that's it. Now we got the alchemy one thankfully done. This, by the way, is incredible. This is definitely where everybody needs to go to get their stuff. I think I missed one of your guys' questions. Oh, I did miss one. Hey Jake, love your videos. I'm looking to get ESO for the first time this Christmas, and I've loved a lot of watching your videos. Which class do you think is best for bows? That is exceptionally ironic, because that's exactly what I want to make into a flowchart. But the answer is probably Nightblade. If you want to do any sort of anything with a bow, stealth archer, bow archer. If you played Skyrim and you ended up, being a stealthy boy, that's definitely the one. Missed a question, I think, somewhere. I'm so sorry if I missed one of your questions. Oh, here it is. Do you buy mats in bulk so the writs are easier to do? No, I just naturally have a bunch of stuff. And as you can see, like when you turn these in, usually you can get like some of the stuff back, which always makes it usually pretty good. Ooh, we got one of the good things here. What did we get? Probably a wood elf. 86 doesn't feel very fair. Does anybody need this, by the way? A witch's festival writ. So this is actually what I wanted to make. I don't know if I had a flowchart maker up. Exactly. The new skill styles actually look really good. Flowchart maker. Because a lot of people are like, Jake, what class should I be? And I'm like, allow me to point to you to this flowchart. But I'm trying to remember where I had a flowchart. Because every time I wanted to make one, it's like, can you log in? And I'm like, no. I don't want to make a whole thing. Let me just give you access to my bank account so I can make a rudimentary flowchart. I actually am a huge fan of Dark Elf. I think that, not for a Nightblade, but my favorite Stam class would probably be Imperial. But Dark Elf is probably better for a Nightblade. But what do you guys think? Like, so whenever somebody says to you, what class should I be? What do you guys tell them? Just out of curiosity. Oh my gosh. Everywhere is like, do you want to sign up for this? No, I don't want to sign up for this. Just let me make a rudimentary flowchart with the boys, all right? I'm a brand new paid subscriber. I want to check your site to check out all the builds. How do I know when I'm on the members only site? Is there a site or a log in icon? I don't have are you sure that you I don't have it. I don't sell paid builds. I think you might be confusing me with somebody else. Um uh McConnell. I do have a website that's very new, but I don't have any sort of paid options for it. Arcanist, start with the original classes. I think who I don't want to out people. I do know that some people sell paid builds. If you want me to give you a build, I'll give you one for free. I don't bid, but I don't have any. I don't have any sort of like paid things. All right, boys. This is the beginning of something beautiful. Look at this. What class should I be? And now we can build the best flowchart ever. I'll make this a little bigger. Wait, did I just how the heck? Made two text boxes somehow. All right, what should the first one be? Do you like to? Oh my gosh, I can't spell. Play a rogue, and then boom, it's the Nightblade. Nightblade. This is the most. It's called app.diagrams.net. It's probably siphoning off It's probably using my computer to crypto mine right now. Xenon has some of the best builds out there, and each has a long video that walks you through not only the setup, it teaches you how to build your own. Yeah, that's definitely a good option. Somebody has Xenon has no, that's not what were the words I'm looking for. I don't know who. So what would you say? What would you say turns you? So so now we got to think to ourselves. What are the other ones? You know, like if somebody said to you, "I wanted to be," oh wait, we could be a paladin. Isn't that what a Templar is? Basically, just a little paladin. Well, that's a wide arrow. Oh my goodness gracious. I just circumcised that arrow there. Sorry, fellas. Need me to put you guys through that. How do I rotate this? No, no, no. How do you how do you rotate these? Oh, there we go. Okay, all right. So at some point I'm gonna make a meta tier list, but this is for the thing of it is, right, whenever a new player comes into the game, I've noticed that they really don't care about what's meta. They just care about like very simplistic things about specific things, like how does it play? You know, for example, do you think paladins are cool? I don't know why I decided to capitalize. Wait, how it's because I was capitalizing all these, so it was easier. Hang on. Do you think paladins are cool? And then, well, bam, Templar, baby. Boom. Do you think that I assume when you say druid, you mean warden? Do you guys see that? Like, do you guys think that wardens are druids? Because it's like, did druids really focus on like frost magic? What are some of the other classes that are easy? I guess it probably is the closest thing. Do you like sorcerer? Do you like animals? Do you like sorcerers? And then sorcerer. Druids turn into bears. They don't like bring bears with them. That's true too. That's all right. We'll just go line by line. Thank you, J Dog Bears, for the well, J Dog Bear, you're an expert here, because you have bear in your name. Druids turn into bears, right? So we still have Necromancer. Necromancer is an interesting one. Arcanist is also an interesting one. This is probably going to be an upcoming video at some point. Yes, Tintin. Do you know why? It's because 90%, 90% of the questions that I see is, I picked this class. Is this a good thing? And then that's like 90% of the questions from new players. So this is I'm gonna make it's not gonna look this ugly when I finish it, but this is the bare bones of like when new player this is going on a website. This is going on ESOhelper.com. Just because are you fond of corpses? There you go. Thank you. This is why I need you guys. Are you fond of corpses? It sounds so bad. Necromancer. Well, here's the thing, right? When a new player asks these questions, they don't care about the meta at all. Every time I get into the conversation with them. So, whatever the conversation regarding, like, is this good? Is this bad? Not even relevant. Ooh, scholar and books. There we go. Arcanist. What do we got left? So we have Dragon Knight, which Dragon Knight and Warden, the ones we have left. What's up, brother? How's it going? So what are what? Yeah, right? No. Yes, just Dragon Knight and Warden. Do you like playing with fire? You could probably be even more basic. Is fire cool? Oh my gosh. Stupid arrow. Is fire, or capitalize the F, cool? Dragon Knight. That's all one word, right? It is all one word. Oh, commanding the forces of nature. Do you believe in global warming? No, I'm just kidding. Do you want to command nature? I think this is beautiful. Warden. When people ask this question, I'm just gonna screenshot this and send it to them. They'll be like, "What in the hell is this? What is this?" And I'll be like, "What do you mean? It's literally do you like to play? You just go around the spike, like what class is for me? Do you want to be a scholar? Be the arcanist." Oh yeah, there are some, when it comes to like nuance and learning the skills, there's definitely like differences between them, right? But like when it boils down to it, it's not like we're suggesting, like anything crazy. And I feel like a lot of times they don't care about the meta. They just want to know like how I feel like whenever somebody asks me this question, they just want to know like how does something play. This should be a PowerPoint presentation. Everything good about the Necromancer, and then it's just a blank page, and I just move on. Thank you for the follow, Ali Buzz. Ooh, that's a good point too. Do you like Cthulhu? That's actually might be better. That way it's a little different, How do you spell Cthulhu? How's it going, Alex? Is it spelled like that? Cthulhu? Do you like Cthulhu? Arcanist. Fellas, we have refined this down to a science at this point. I don't think there's any room to not understand where you should be. Thank you, Tommy No Nuts. I mean, like, what's missing? I think we've got it all. I think this is ready for the video. Brian, God bless you for spelling, or no, Brand, sorry. God bless you for spelling Cthulhu correct. Yes. Necro tanks, resurrection, PvP, they're bombers. You guys have sold me. They don't need any buffs. Just leave them as they are, devs. They don't need anything. They're good. Lovecraftian vibes. That's true too. I wonder what translates more. Today I found that 2% of my audience is Brazilian, and And I found that so surprising when I saw that earlier in my YouTube stats. I was like, huh. So now I try to use words that translate. I try to be more articulate when I use words that translate better, because sometimes people watch my stuff translated, which was interesting to learn. I feel like, are you fond of corpses? Should just be, do you like to fondle corpses? Yeah, if you, especially if you're doing like really annoying, like I'll tell you guys a secret. To get through the Fangler hard mode, we had to use a necro tank. I'm sorry. I know you guys are probably disappointed in me. How many are Swedish? That's a good point. I don't know if it. So usually it only tells you like the top X amount of percentages. I don't know if it'll break it down far enough to where I could see that, but I can look. I don't know if it'll go that far though. No, you said Swedish, so exactly 1% of my audience is Swedish. Do you see dead people? Do you like your coworkers to be dead people? Any Kiwis other than myself? I'm drawing a blank on what Kiwis means. Kiwis. Where do Kiwis come from? Where do Kiwis? Oh, New Zealand. Oh, never mind. China. I'm just kidding. No, sorry, you're not in the top. Australia is at 3.4%, but no New Zealand. UK is 9.7%. Plus all of you people from there. America used to be 63%, but everybody outside of America, now I'm down to 55.8. I mean, it doesn't, it's not like, oh, we got to get more Americans in here. It's just one of those things where I'm like, huh, I don't know why it's just become so much more diverse, like what's something I never understood. Star Wars Death Beam, interesting. I should make like multiple of these. I don't understand. So the disrespect towards necromancers, I think, is just how annoying they are in PvP. You will see oftentimes so many annoying, unkillable necro tanks. Poland is 1.1%. Ukraine is not in the top to where I could see it. A channel growth, exactly. Do you like Star Wars? Here's your Star Wars class guide, ESO. I actually really do like Star Wars, but actually, hot take. I am also a massive Warhammer fan. If you guys love RPGs, Rogue Trader, absolutely incredible game. Definitely recommend it. It's a very like technologically, it's like XCOM, but with like cool RPG elements. So the combat is XCOM style. So some people love it or hate it, like you have an 80% chance to hit, and then you've got like you can make yourself a psyker, you can do all sorts of cool stuff, right? I think it's a really good alternative to ESO. And because it's like very different. I think Avowed is coming out too. Let me go to my games. I don't know if it'll let me do this. I think the video might block it because it's like this is private information. Oh, it's not. That's interesting. Isn't there another game coming out soon called like Avowed? This is how you spell it? Yeah, this is how you spell it. Isn't this made by the people who made Fallout New Vegas? Obsidian? They took out multiplayer? What? Is it just an RPG now? I go past Warhammer every time I go to work? Brother, in Christ, do you work for the Inquisition? What do you do for a job? How do you go past Warhammer every day? I was so excited about this game. I've seen it's been in some drama recently that I have not looked into because I don't want to have a specific opinion about something. This game looks, I mean, it looks good. I've never, I guess we watched the trailer together. We're already here. gonna play the trailer? Wait, no, I wanted you to play the trailer. The Xbox, oh my god. The Xbox store is the most confusing thing to finagle. It's like you press the back button to like get out of it, and it's like, oh, we'll just take you all the way home. And I'm like, that's not what I wanted at all, but thank you. Where's the trailer? There it is. Oh, are you in is it Nottingham? I think it is. My volume on for the ear, you guys. Oh, it's okay. I was like, why are they showing us the guy from Fallout New Vegas? There's a dragon flying game? What's the dragon flying game? Or
people don't like you very much,
trailer.
do they? Sent here to the living land.
Which I now realize is probably going to be filled with copyrighted noises.
To investigate some plague.
It's like an interesting concept. It kind of reminds me of like Greedfall. You guys ever play Greedfall? Greedfall was made by like a French developer. Really cool storyline. But I don't know. It's so hard. Single player RPGs have to do so much to be relevant long term. I mean, when you think about how many RPGs, like for me at least, that you played. I played Outer Worlds. I don't even remember. Like, if you asked me to remember a quest, I'd be hard pressed to think of one, just because it's like it's so hard to be memorable as an RPG these days. You know what I mean? Because, you know, like, nothing here, I mean, this looks great, you know, like, the combat I've heard looks, you know, fun from gameplay footage and whatnot, but it's like, how do you, you know, how do you make something that's going to be memorable? That's the hard part, I think. Do you think an ESO relaunch would be good? You know, ZeniMax has been working on a new MMORPG since, I think, 3-4 years now. It's rumored to be like a space MMO, I believe. I actually do think that ESO... I don't want to say that ESO needs like an ESO 2, but I think that if they did an ESO 2, but instead of focusing on the second era, they jumped to like the fourth era, so that way you kind of had a reason that you could play ESO 1 and ESO 2. I think that would be really cool, but it'd also be really hard to maintain like those different periods of time. It's actually rumored, so I saw this on a YouTube short, which basically means that somebody could have made it up. Apparently, ZeniMax's newest MMORPG could be based on a Mandalorian, like the Star Wars Mandalorian, as an MMO. I don't know how true that is, because granted, I saw it in a YouTube short, but like, you know, that's basically like it came to me in a dream, you know? I probably could give you more accurate information if I was sitting outside their studio, which, by the way, is not that far away. That's how I get my tips for the next year. Is I take my binoculars and I look through to see what the art team's working on. I'm like, what do they got going on in there? But I think that ESO 2 wouldn't be a bad idea if they moved it to a different time period. A Starfield MMO, this is a hot take, right? I think a Starfield MMO wouldn't be too terrible, but I don't think, like, Starfield's storyline is okay, you know? It's okay, you know? Like, it's... And, I mean, yes, Hello Games is 11 people and they did it, but also think, like, Hello Games took many, many years, and it's not really an MMO. Like, if you log into No Man's Sky, you're not going to see like this many people, you know? It's a very different atmosphere. The way that they render and load things is very different. So those are things I think that just need to be taken with a grain of salt. A Starfield MMO though, I don't think is a terrible idea, but I think I think it probably would be Star Wars related. But I do think that Elder Scrolls 2 would be good because then all of the stuff that we have, like all the coding problems, because like the majority of the developers, ESO started development, I think in like 2007. Like literally, Skyrim was released 4 years after the development of ESO had begun, and a lot of the people that started on that team are no longer here. They've done so. Think about how far like technology and coding and things have come. ESO's kind of built on like a skeleton. It feels like so. From that perspective, oh my gosh, we're probably getting clapped right now. So from that perspective, I think a second ESO could be good. Like put us in the fourth era too. You think they'd invest resources in ESO 2 with the Elder Scrolls 6 in development? I think so because it's a different studio that's working on it. So I think I think they'd do that. Sure, we're not doing too bad. Well, I think too, like the biggest drawing point I think would be if you take us. Let me ask this: if you could have a new, or if you could move ESO, or you could change ESO and put it in a different time period, do you guys have a favorite time period that you would want to see as like an MMO? I think the first era could be like super cool, where it's all like ancient magic and more beasts and stuff inhabiting the world. The fourth era could be super cool because it would be like a time period that's like unknown pretty much, like that you could essentially write almost anything in, so it's kind of like a continuation of like the Skyrim storyline in a way, and obviously Elder Scrolls 6 would be there. If you could pick any time period, what time period would you want? Yeah, that's why, yeah, the meth there, I don't know how to say it, but I agree with you. I think that time period would be really cool. Or even an Elder Scrolls game where it takes place on the continent on a different, like one of the other continents. They also make enough money from ESO to never make a sequel, and I don't know how well sequels do. So, for example, Destiny 2 did not make people happy. Like just speaking realistically, Elder Scrolls, when it came to Destiny 2 coming out, people were not exactly thrilled that Destiny was having a second one. What's that, Kiff? I think there's probably fighting. Also, probably need to cure my vampirism. I made myself a vampire for Battlegrounds. Oh, that's not great. Woo! Oh, we've not been spotted. How much time do we have on this door? Okay, the door's like at decent health. Does not seem like there's really any people here. It's never good. Not that I'm like taking PvP super seriously, but it's always good to Okay, we got people. Oh, never mind. We got some people up here. We're good. We're alright. Did they just negate bubble all the way up here? That is actually funny. I think that like an ESO like in a different time period could be good, but it's just hard to justify it. I think the justification would be the ESO hardware is so old, the coding is so old. We could update it and revamp it, but I think people would just look at it kind of like I don't want to say like a cash grab, but like people would probably look at it that way. What's the best way to get to level 10 assault in Cyrodiil? Is your goal only to get to level 10 assault? Like, is that all you care about? Or are you trying to also get to, like, rewards tier 1 or something else? Oh my gosh. Because technically, the easiest way I would say is to just do Battlegrounds. Or you can come in and just start healing people, like, be like a little PvP healer. You can also do, I think Battlegrounds probably would be your fastest way, but also repairing doors and walls and stuff. is highly underrated. I don't know why more people don't like fix doors and walls and things. You can also, pretty sure that if you use the torts, it will scale towards your leveling for your skill lines as well. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm decently certain. Guild Wars 2 did better than Guild Wars 1. EverQuest 2 proves it risky. Tell them ESO to allow them to buy and sell at any trader after 10. All guild fees go to everyone owning the guild. Easy fix. What do you mean, John? Do you mind elaborating? BG's felt like such a grind has taken like 30 hours so far to get to level 20 at level 9. Am I doing something wrong? I don't think you're doing something wrong per se. It's just, it just depends on like it also like a lot. Like so for example, we will probably lose this cuz there's 3 bars of yellows and only 2s of blues. If we won this fight, we would get tons of AP, but they're likely going to get tons of AP. So sometimes that can be the trade-off, unfortunately. Destiny 2 is still Destiny 2. That is exactly right. I think that Destiny 2 has fumbled horribly in a lot of aspects too. Um like I think that locking content behind the way that they've locked content, the way that it's just so grindy to do anything. Like I wanted to try out the new Strand class and it was like, oh yeah, just do like this 8 hours of gameplay. And I was like, 8 fucking hours of gameplay. I was like, I just wanted to go see it like right now. It's like, well, you could do it for like 2 minutes, during each of these story missions. And I was like, what? It was like, who designed this? Thank you for the follow, Rip89. They're also through the door, which is not great. Recall this in the business suboptimal. We like to keep our yellows out of our keep in a perfect world. How far in did they get? We're holding them. Hold the line. So my main is technically a sorcerer, but when I'm not on my sorcerer, I do love me a little bit of Nightblade action. My original first class that I played the most that surprises people is actually a warden. A lot of people don't get warden vibes from me. Don't blame you. It's a bit of an odd choice. I meant to use negate bubble. I mean, that worked. I guess that was probably better. Somehow that actually worked out better than I thought it would. See, now here's situations where you could be a bit of a sneaky guy. You start fixing this door. You see my AP is building. I need to buy more of these, ironically. But what we're doing right now is we're keeping them out of the door, but we're also getting ourselves some AP. I need to go buy more of these, though. But that's a good way to get AP. Kind of stacks pretty quickly, levels you up. Was there a Destiny 1? There was a Destiny 1. It was actually very popular. I don't know. Does anyone know the lore as to why we needed a Destiny 2? Like, does anyone know the answer to that? Because I actually don't know, like, what was the reasoning behind, like, why they made a second one. I have 246 of these in my bank, and here I am buying them like a loser. But is it? It seems like you guys would like a prehistoric ESO. What about like a ESO survival game, like one of those like Ark Survival Evolved, set in like the Mesomethic era? I forget how it's pronounced. Thank you, Cool Kez. Welcome everybody here too. We are slowly building up on. Actually, we have more people on YouTube still. So this is why they need to do Twitch drops more often. But right now they're trying to feel. What are you confused about, Kiff? Just logged into ESO. Welcome to ESO. We somehow have managed to hold this line here. You can see even just fixing this door is giving me, a good chunk of alliance points. And it's not anything that takes any sort of like PvP skill. I mean, obviously you don't want to fix the doors and the walls if people are like actively shooting them because that's not good for your health. The trebuchets and stuff, they just do a number on your mental and physical health. I do think that they need to do more like kind of experimental games. I agree with that. Like a survival game, maybe like a couch co-op game, you know? I'm here watching you on Twitch and here. Thank you. Got a twofer. Man, that's just so much yellow. Oh my god. I'm trying to like slowly build up to where I have oh, it's not good. I would like to have it to where I had a negate bubble, but we don't have the negate bubble in time. Although I think we're still going to be able to cruise through them. Oh my gosh. There we go. We can negate them as they come through. That way they can't heal, but promise quite a few of them still broken through the line regardless. That was very hopeful. I'm running my the stockpile build that I made. I have a YouTube video on it. The only difference is that I have my sometimes I run a mage's light on the front bar. Now I have I've got my X button as the I forget what it's called. Soul burst, soul touch, soul something. I want to go back up top now. It's a resource build, so it's got good recoveries, good total stats. It's not anything that's like super crazy, you know, like it's not every PvP build's got pros and cons. This one is no different, you know. Man, I'd be really sad if we don't get this defense tick. We have been here fighting. This is what I love about PvP, you know. It's just it's a fight, you know. Every inch of ground. Like there's so many enemies below me right now. It's just crazy. I love it. I love the big cinematic fights. All we need is like one of those little Marvel sky beams to come down to. That would make it perfect, you know? Like big cinematic fight coming up. Oh no, I negated the top. No. That's so my fault. That's so my fault. I don't know why it negated the top like that. That's criminal. Here we got a guy. It's so hard too when there's so many of them like this because the cross healing is crazy. Plus, I sometimes don't know what to talk about, or I don't know like what to show you guys, like when I'm talking to you. So I'm like, oh, we'll just go to Grey Host, you know. Like, Plus, the Grey Host, there's always something to do. You either you know, you're either walking to a fight or you're in one. A total war game, that would be sick. Or even one like it's not quite like Total War, like Crusader Kings. You know, like make like a Crusader Kings knockoff, or even like a Civ Rev knockoff. You know, I'll take that too. Fuck that one Nightblade in particular. You know, we got reds here now too. It's popping off. Yeah, they don't seem to be interested in putting a battering ram down though. They're pretty smart to keep themselves back a bit. I know it's they know that we can funnel them in. Banner, oh my god. If they put Bannerlord style combat like in Elder Scrolls 6, it's a 10 out of 10 game. I don't care how much goofy things the developers say, like if it has Bannerlord style combat, ooh, that would be incredible. I literally play Bannerlord just because I have like a good kingdom with like absolutely tons of armies. I just like to just, you know, go in there and siege some castles every so often. It's just that good, you know. It's literally just that fun. Even with it's not even like crazy. It's like very rudimentary too. Like when you play it, you're not like, oh my god, this is incredible. This is just like a generic medieval big fight, but it's just so well done, you know. What am I jumping over? I'm like, by the way, what I really love about these two abilities that you see on my back bar, like this B and Y button, is you can put a lot of different buffs on there, and I love to just like put custom buffs. Like I give myself minor heroism because I feel like it's so underrated being able to negate bubble. because now you can silence a lot of people, and they don't even know that they're running into a silence. You know, a lot of them may think, "Oh, that's our silence," or "Oh, you know, like I don't know whose that is." And they just run into it, and then when they try to, cross heal because they gotta run on in, they're just like, "Whoa, what's happening?" Like that guy right there, he was right inside of it. He, probably was like, "What is this circle of death that I am inside of?" The only problem now is they've got a lot of this is why I hate necromancers. You can see it. They just are so tanky. Oh my god, this is not good, fellas. This is not good. By the way, God bless whoever is still using a pet sork. I respect you in ways you don't even understand. Listen, I love the set Necropotence just as much as the next guy, but it's time. I was a non-believer too. It's time to move on, though. Unfortunately, it's time to move on. Just building our ult. Oh, did we get? See, this thing, I don't even know. Like, I don't. Is this our negate bubble? like whose negate bubble is? It's just so hard to tell sometimes. There's so much stuff going on. At any given moment, it's so hard to know. Yeah, I think that this is, unless there's like oh my god, unless there's like 1,000 blues, out behind. I can't even get out of this. Unless there's like 10,000 blues, sitting outside this door here, I think it's over. I think it's over. Yeah, necromancers are just so tanky. It's kind of annoying. If I should just spawn at Chalman, because they're going for an Emperor run right now anyway. I will just wait here on the walls, wait until it happens. What is ASO? I'm not heard of I'm not heard of that before. Turtle Glades Mist, bro. They're not going. Well, they might go to Glades Mist. They also could come to Chalman, fellas. They're gonna come, and then it's like if we lose Chalman, there's no hope. The guild, we're scared to fight AD. It's funny. I guess we could join looking for a group. They're gonna send us a party invite though. I'm gonna feel really real awkward. What if I don't join it? I want to be my friend. That's nice. Just sitting here, waiting. Yeah, what is SO? What is SAO? Like, what is that? Sword. Oh, Sword Art Online. I got invited to a different one too. We'll see what happens. We shall see. There's no way that they don't. They not just. I mean, if they attacked Chalman right now, we would be just caught with our pants down. Maybe I'm just not the strategist I thought I was. But like, Reds aren't doing anything. It could just be this. Are they the Emperor already? Oh, they already are the Emperor. Fellas, I'm an idiot. They don't need to get all of them because they already are the Emperor. That's why I'm a fucking retard. Golly. All right, don't use that word. I'm just like, why would they not go to Chalman? It's because they already are the Emperor. And I can't even teleport out of here. That's why I'm so annoyed at myself. Edward just said it. That's so true. I think that a grand exchange would have to have a tax rate of about 50 to 60% on profits. The problem with the guild trader system is that it's perfect in removing inflation. And when it comes to removing inflation, that's very important because if you look at RuneScape, like if you look at how expensive RuneScape gold is and how inflation has affected it, I mean, it takes like billions of gold to now buy something that's we used to be worth hundreds of thousands. Just like look at a chart of RuneScape's gold's value, and it's just plummeted. So that's the problem is you can't just create a guild trader system if you don't have a system in place that removes inflation. So that's the key. That's why the guild trader system exists in the way that it does. What's FTQ, Kif? You can buy a house with a party hat. Exactly. I just can't believe I was that guy. I was like, guys, we gotta defend Chalman. I'm just dumb. ESO does need more gold sinks, but the gold sinks would have to be ones from the actual developers themselves. Like it would have to be through like an NPC, right? So it would have to be a gold sink. Like if I buy something from you for 1,000,000 gold, no inflation is removed unless I bought it from a guild trader. Then there's mathematical removal there. Sorry, Rami. I'm already in another group. We're in Greyhost Cyrodiil right now. See, that's why I do love this little torch thing. I used to be not a fan of the torch, but now that I can like give myself like really good buffs, like minor heroism, it's just I love it so much. That is some glare. You guys see that? I'm like trying to see the guys up there. It's like, why is there glare from looking up there? This is so funny. It's like I'm looking into the sun. I'm trying to fight. Yeah, torch is definitely really cool. I just love being able to give myself minor heroism. Because I used to love heroism pots, but heroism pots will they'll start to eat at the bank real quick, you know? Like they'll start to bankrupt you. But give it and then you can give it to other people too. You can keep the buffs on other people, which is cool as well. I do think that ESO needs more gold sinks, but I don't know what would be an easy one to do because ESO has like tons of furniture. They've got like the achievement furnishings, they've got all that, hubbable up. So it's like what could they add that would be like a good gold sink? What's interesting is if you have 100k gold on Xbox, you still have a pretty good amount of gold, to be honest. That's the interesting thing about console prices. Like a draw wax for us is probably like 2 to 3,000 gold. It's like ridiculously cheap. I can't use my ult yet. Now what we could do, hear me out, we just add an income tax into ESO. Then we don't need to worry about it. Just sitting in my negate bubble. That's why I hate. Yeah, kudos are honestly, you can even find kudos for like 4k gold too if you're looking for them. Oh, on EU, yeah. That's why it's like it's so hard to I think what ESO has done with the guild trader system has a lot of pros and a lot of cons. Well, so botting has gotten, it seems like, significantly worse. I don't know why botting has gotten so bad. The developers were talking about botting somewhere recently. I can't remember where it was, but they have to ban tons of accounts like every day from botting. I don't know why ESO has become such a profitable haven for botting recently. Yeah, it being able, especially daily writs too, has made the supply go up. I mean, economy is like 90% of the economy is supply and demand. Like that's like 90% of it these days. So the person in my ending credits is Wes Johnson, the voice actor for a lot of Elder Scrolls characters, most notably Shia Gorath. So when I started on YouTube, I was like, so YouTube videos, like if you tell people to like and subscribe at the beginning of the video, you just like naturally get like a bajillion tons more likes and subscribe. So I was like, I don't necessarily want to do it at the beginning of the video just because I feel like it's kind of cringy to do it often. I still do it sometimes, so like don't, but I was like, I needed an interesting way to do outros, right? And so I went to Cameo and I found him on there and I was like, yes, perfect. And so I asked him to do a cameo for me. But I actually spoke to him twice now in person, which is also awesome. And I was like, "You've helped my channel grow." When I got the cameo, I had like 1,000 subs. The first time I had talked to him, I had 12K, which was awesome. To be like, it's all thanks to your outro. Like, yeah, ESO has put a lot of work into maintaining their economy, and they do have developers who are dedicated to studying. Like, here's how much Telvar is owned by the community. Here's how much, like a perfect row every person has. Like when they're thinking about new recipes, they do a lot of analytical math. So, Link, I believe, and I don't know this for certain, to IP ban someone, you have to get Microsoft's approval for that. And I believe that because of that, you have to do something, bad, real bad. Like I don't know, you have to like, spit on someone who doesn't like it. The other thing too is that yeah, you can also finagle your IP address, and if your only goal in life is to make money off botted accounts, you've probably, got it down pat. Like you probably have figured out a system that you can get around a lot of these problems and things. Yeah, spit on the people who don't like it. That's what you would ban them for. I just, man, 1 million kudas. See, exactly. Yeah, people hoarding kudas like that. Selfish, am I right? Or you've taken the key. Can I repair this door now? There we go. See, guy who's talking about extra AP tips. Just start fixing doors. One of the number one ways to get AP, and it can really annoy yellows who are trying to sneak on in behind you. That's the thing too, is it's like if your only job is dedicated to making money off botting and cheating, granted, you probably knows all sorts of crazy secrets, that other people don't have. Hoarding kudas like boomers. Yep. Back in my day, we had to walk uphill both ways to get our kudas. Did you want to know this build, Ron? It's actually real. It's the one I use for battlegrounds. We got Crafty Alfiq Lightning with a Crafty Alfiq Ice. Then we have Roxa. Now Roxa is like my favorite sustain set. It's basically Death Dealer's Feat meets Mag, Stam, and Health Recovery. Then we have an interesting 2-piece Druid and then 2-piece Trainee. It just gives us health and mag to a high degree. Love that, you know. And then we've got Death Dealer's Feet, which, you know, just great, you know. Cosmetic gold sinks. The problem with cosmetic gold sinks is that eventually you'll run out of them. Is the problem. Like, so there's already a bunch of motifs in, like, think about how many motifs there are. There's like what, 150 crafting styles in the game already? I don't even know. Like, it's difficult because like I have such a cool mount that I love. It's like I don't I don't ever really get tempted by a new one, you know? And furniture and like housing is the end game, right? And housing end game literally already has tons of like furniture that you can buy from every zone. Do, do, do. Wait, I missed your previous message, JTK. Oh, you said days in the same group of peeps that have been giving ESO streamers grief and they won't ban them, so it really doesn't matter. Missed the original one. Yeah, I think they could add Opal versions. The problem is like maybe this is just me, but I don't think Opal ones look very good. You know, am I crazy in saying that? I don't actually know when drops are gonna happen again. I hope soon. You know, like you would think it would happen soon. I'm surprised they didn't do it this week, but maybe tomorrow when they start the Golden Curiosity and the new skill styles. I think the Golden Curiosity starts tomorrow. Maybe it starts Wednesday or Thursday. Um, Maybe then we'll be able to do it. Yeah, I love when Twitch drops are enabled because then more people watch on Twitch, and you know, then I can look more credible on that platform. You know, as we push our way towards, you know, the I don't know, looking like a credible streamer. I'm excited for the Assassin Red Glow. Also, the Sorcerer one too looks pretty sick. I'm glad too that it's an earnable thing too. I know a lot of people have been like, were kind of annoyed when I did the Crown Store showcase. That's gonna hurt. Oh, landed in a bucket of water like the Minecraft days. Um, that's a lot of yellow. How many blues do we have in this field? Not very many. Not very many at all. Where are the blues? Maybe they're all over here. I'm not running. I'm just strategically finding a better angle while I read the chat. Um, it's just hard because I think Opal pages were not very popular. Like, for example, look at an Opal version page of something, and it's just not as valuable, you know? Where are all the blues, man? I really thought that said NordVPN for a second. I was like, here's and a word from our sponsors. I do like the glow too. I'm a huge fan. But like this staff I'm using, for example, right now, it looks good even without the opal glow, you know? I think we're gonna be coming up on a pretty big fight here. Oh yeah, we got this. We could do this. That is a tank. Are they attacking reales? Oh my gosh, they are attacking reales. I guess maybe we should just go defend and not fight the. Actually, probably would be smarter to just die before they. Yeah, we should just die. We're just gonna go respawn over there. There we go. Oh my god! And it's still. What is this terrible timing? Oh my! That's what I get for trying to think intelligently. Like, oh yeah, we'll just respawn over there. This game. What timing is that? It's so stupid. If that was the case, I would have just ran back. Basically, what they're attempting to do now is they are going to try to take our Elder Scroll. For those of you who are unfamiliar with how Cyrodiil works, which, by the way, Cyrodiil is a bit complicated. Which begs an interesting question. If you guys could change Cyrodiil in any way, what would you do? And I mean from a PvP perspective. A lot of people have suggested things like make a PvE version of Cyrodiil. But I'm thinking just specific to PvP. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Ebonheart Pact right now. Your video today, I have 15 tunes, 5 in each faction, all different classes. Do I get? Yeah, you'll get the skill styles. You should be able to get it day one then, as long as you don't have like 15 accounts and they're all spread across all 15 of them. Yeah, I do think the ESO needs. I don't know how you make it faster though. Oh, would you look at this? Would you look at this? Yoink. There we go. I did my part, everybody. Maybe add movement speed buff to Cyrodiil. I think they were talking about trying something like that. Oh, they're already in. It's all right. They're not through this. Oh my god, they are almost through the second door. People, what are we doing? Oh my gosh. I do think that they should buff the caps for Cyrodiil. I do think that they should do that. I also think maybe like a heat map, like of where people are, would also be really cool. Fellas, we are. It's over. Like, I don't even know where all the blues went. A MOBA? I actually thought that like adding a battleground that's like a 1v1 where you all wear like the same sets would be like actually really cool. Like something like that could be kind of like a cool flavorful thing. Oh my gosh. Inputs are a little delayed here. They're all getting res too. Oh, they're about to lose. They're about to go for the Elder Scroll. Yeah, I mean the heat map is the swords, but the swords are not the best representation of where conflict is, because a lot of times you might load in and there's 0 swords, for example. Oh, they've taken it. To get back to the Elder Scroll. I can't even go through the door now. I can't open that. That's awkward. Not ideal, as the kids say. Ironically, it would also be smart to die again, but we did that last time. How did that work out? I do think it would be cool if they had mounts that you could attack off of. I think that would be awesome. But I also don't know if like that fixes Cyrodiil per se. But imagine a catapult that you could like run around in and your friend can like shoot off the back of. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I think that Odd Platypus explains it very well here. You load into Cyrodiil and you're like, okay, what do I do now? And it's a hard question to answer because it's even as a content creator, like if I'm trying to like give you a bunch of advice, it's hard to say like it's a hard thing to teach because it's such a flexible, fluid, area of like, well, maybe this is where you want to go. Yeah, you need a PvP mentor. But like Battlegrounds, you don't need that. It's like capture the relic, capture this flag. What a survival mode like Fortnite. I actually thought that could be a fun new PvP game mode, a battle royale. But I think that if they were gonna do something like that, it would be like a battleground game mode and not like a Cyrodiil one. That hurts quite a bit, actually. I keep forgetting I don't have my vampirism thing active either. Oh, see? You can mess with them. The gate bubble. They think, oh, this is ours. Where are all the blues? Oh my god. It's like, where are they? Oh, they at the golden vendor? The golden vendor's not even here. Holy Lord. Lord in heaven. I just realized that I'm bashing a freaking Atronach because I thought it was a Necro. Oh my god, what knocked me into the air that high? Oh my god. Oh, it's over. They've got the scroll. It's over. It's over. It's so over. Ah, yep. If you had to say now, what's the new class we're gonna get? It's hard to know what they're gonna name it because their naming schemes are so weird. Like a warlock or a scholar class or like a Fruity McFruitykin class. Oh, there. Thank you, Kamel ESO, for the raid. Oh my gosh, I probably mispronounced your name. Thank you for the follow, Sage. We just got absolutely lambasted. I think all the blues are at the golden vendor right now, waiting for it to spawn, and we're just getting decimated here by yellows. They have the Elder Scroll. They're just cleaning everybody out. Thank you for the follow, Mage. How was the stream? Did you guys do another theme build? Was today another Lord of the Rings build? I actually had somebody today. He was asking me in my Discord about a Lord of the Rings build. He was like, "Do you know who built this?" And I was like, "I know exactly who built this." It's just so sad to see. They're just chilling right on top of oh. Thank you for the follow, Santa Thuman. And thank you guys all for joining. Manway build? Is Manway is he is he the guy that built Middle Earth? And we discussed a couple things in your class rep channel. I need to make somebody be like a note taker for that, because it's such a hard, like, there's so much conversation, that goes on. It's hard to like kind of like squeeze it down. One of the biggest things that the developers are talking about too, and I think I had mentioned this in a live stream already, is what Twitch drops rewards do we think is gonna like incentivize people more? Like what's going like it a lot of MMOs have like 8-hour rewards, 12-hour rewards and stuff. And so what would get more people interested to watch like for longer periods of time? Because so the reason they use the Ouroboros crown crate, which is just like any crown crate except the rewards are different and admittedly a little bit limited, is that you can technically give somebody like an infinite amount of like crown crates without having to make something new. So Cool Kez brings up a good point that you love the pet from the last drop. It's difficult though to like create a new pet. So like say they wanted to do a bunch of Twitch drops, like like say they want to do like a whole month of Twitch drops, right? Where every month gives you like a different Twitch drop. It would be very difficult to make like a bunch of cosmetics, like one for each day essentially. So it's like, what's a good repeatable? And that's why I think gold would be a good one, or Telvar, or even like Undaunted Keys would be cool. He's the king of the Valor, brother of Melkor. Is it Melkor uh Angmar? Is it Angmar? The bad guy? He's one of the that sends the easels and weather storms to intervene in Middle Earth. He's the closest consultant to the god of the gods. And I'll admit, my Lord of the Rings knowledge has slipped out of my head. He's the boss. And doesn't he have like two names? Angmar, I think, is one of them, and then he's got like another one. Morgoth. Gotcha. That's where. So, what did you guys come up with? Like, what were you guys' thinking from PvP perspective? Like, what do we think is going to make PvP, a bit, I don't want to say more enjoyable, because I mean, I think it's fun regardless of even if there's like 10,000 elves. Improved Twitch drop reward would definitely help out some streamers out. Some games have really nice Twitch drops constantly, and that would definitely boost the viewership. I think that, what do you think would be like what do you think would be like a reward that would get you excited though? Like, what's something that you would think like, oh, if I had like 100,000 gold, if I watch for 2 hours and then 4 hours, I get like 200,000 Telvar, or maybe if I watch for all 8 hours, I get a mount. Like, what are some rewards that people think would be cool? Mythic lead drops. The thing with stuff that's like very specific like that though is it just becomes risky, because if people already have it, they're going to be like, oh, why do I want to do it? That's why they use the Ouroboros crown crate, because in theory you can take infinite crown crates. Finishing moves. Something unique after a long time of watching, and some more smaller repeatable rewards for shorter amounts of times. And what I guess they could do too is if they do like they could always do like a month long, like if you watch for like 12 hours, you get this cosmetic. And then, it's, say for 2, 4, 6, 8, you get something along the way too. But they can always have a second drop that gives you something, throughout the month as well. Yeah, I think different crown crates is always good. That's why they've kind of been putting those into the crown, not the crown store, the daily login rewards, because people have been like super hyped about them. Everybody loves some crown crates, and it's easy for them too, because they're already developed and made and whatnot already. That's always the tricky part is like you need something that's kind of light on the development team. As much as I would love to get like a unique cosmetic like every single day, it's probably not going to be super easy for them to do. Did you not get? You should be able to claim it in the. Did you get an option to claim it? Is that Ron that said that? Yeah. Did you get an option to claim it, Ron? Yeah, I think weekly drops would be good too. I think an ideal schedule would be great. Like, what are some like? How often are they going to be doing them? Because I like to try to at least plan my streams around when I think that they're going to do the Twitch drops, because like Twitch viewers are like significantly higher. But like even right now, we got more hooligans watching on YouTube, just because YouTube less ads. It's less like egregious ads too, where it's like you can skip after 15 seconds. Now I have the lowest ads on Twitch right now. Like I turned them, all the way down. I guess I could have lowered them even more if I put one of the new tags on where it was like over sexualized content or politics. It probably would have run even less ads, which would be kind of a funny way. Because fun fact, you actually can't turn ads all the way off on Twitch, which I find so weird, because you could do that on YouTube. I could be literally sitting in a hot tub right now, and you guys would have no way to be warned ahead of time. There are some games too that have like actual currencies for watching on Twitch. I just don't know how well that would translate to ESO, just because the ESO player base is like significantly older. Claimed it, but not in the mailbox. Did you link your ESO account? Does it say that you're linked on there too? Like when you go, it's hard to see it right now when there's not any Twitch drops enabled. But even if so, you just have to make sure that your ZeniMax account is linked, and that should get it in there. Yeah, the Twitch ads are pretty ridiculous. They could add new Ouroboros Tritz drops, and I would be okay. It's all stuff you end up breaking down anyways. That's what I kind of like about it though. It gives you crown gems, and crown gems are such like a sought after currency these days. I love how important it feels to get those. It's kind of like getting Seals of Endeavor almost. I love Seals of Endeavor as well. The thing you draw was dropped. Ow. Oh, that didn't work. I thought I could Uno reverse him with a negate bubble. Did not Uno reverse. He just left. That's true too. Yeah, if you guys have YouTube Premium, you don't get any ads on YouTube. I forgot about that. Versus on Twitch, you have to be like sub to each individual creator, which could be that's a bit of a jaunt. Is that how you get more subs on Twitch? Is you just turn the ads all the way up? Like, yeah, every hour of streaming, we'll play an hour of ads. I don't even think that they need a new crate. I think that they could also add to the crate because there's not that like how many of you guys watching have the actual mount from that Ouroboros crown crate? Did you guys have it? Type 1 if you have the actual mount from that drop, because I don't even have the mount. I think I have the pet, but I don't have the mount. Okay, so we do have some people that have it. It's okay, Nicholas. I mean, even like a second mount would be cool. But if so, let me ask you this: so if you got a second mount and you got like a crazy amount of crown gems, would you be like upset if they kept using the same one, but they added like more stuff to it? Thank you, Sin City Ron, for the resub. I now just go make sure that you have your stuff linked, your ESO account. I might be able to. I don't know if I can see it on Twitch right now. I don't know if it'll let me see. All right, so if you go here, Ron, I'm just like doing this in the middle of the field while I'm fighting, and you see this, does it say connect at all to you? Like when you go to this screen right here, or does it just say like, oh hey, you redeemed it? Which mount? It's like the red tiger one, right? It's like a red tigery one. Does that sound right? I think it's that one. Because I think the actual pet then is like a small little tiger that like kind of goes along with it. Sensei of Scarlet Regret. Yeah. My country Twitch ads are not displayed. Huh. Yeah, I don't think I have that one. I have a bunch of random mounts, but I don't think I have that one. I'll be honest. I really don't understand how Twitch works when it comes to a lot of that stuff. I'm not the most Twitch inclined. Ironically, I only made a Twitch account because I wanted to be on the ESO stream team, and that's the only reason I have it. Where would it even be? Canines? Oh, that's all the. These are horses. Oh, felines probably. Is it this? Oh, it's the Ashbourne Saber Cat. It looks like it, but I don't think that is. No, I don't think I have it. This one looks like it. I don't think it is one. Thank you for the follow, Tennessee Composer. Is that a Sork with 40,000 health? Is that what he is? That is crazy. Interesting. I wonder what sets he's running. So if you go on Twitch to, I went to notifications and then I went down to most recent and I just clicked on, so like I went, thank you for the follow, Roger. So I just went here. So you're now eligible to get the blah 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 blah, and I clicked on it, and then it has all of the stuff that I've earned just for watching stuff. And then you just click on different things, and then if it says connect, then you just need these to connect it. Thank you, Kilted Celtic, for the gifted sub. Switch myself back here so you can watch me defend this gate. Boom, here we're back. Are we actually gonna try to take Glades back? Cause we tried that before. I got clapped. Yeah, so if you don't see, so if you see that it doesn't say connect, if you see that it's just like, if you just see this like check mark, that means it was redeemed successfully on the account. And then if for some reason you don't see that, then in your actual game, you can submit, I think, a help ticket and just be like, hey, where is this? Because I had a problem for a while, so I have a PC account and an Xbox account, both linked to the same ZeniMax account, and I would get these crates only on my PC account, and I was like, I don't want these to go to my PC account. Like, I don't play over there. I'm like level 5. I'm technically not level 5. I'm not that much of a noob, even on PC. But like, I was like, I don't want the crates to go there. So if you have multiple accounts for whatever reason, that could be something that comes up. But usually the problem is isolated to just the accounts not being linked. Because usually it's like very fast. Because like if I was to redeem a crown crate, like right now, it would usually pop up like instantaneously, like in the game. I got the Elder Scroll. Feels bad. The door's locked? Did we break it down a wall? Excuse me there, Alicia. I'm trying to figure out where all the blues are. Where are all the blues? Hello? We just did a full lap, and I'm like, who has? Oh, it's not under siege anymore. I'm like, who has siege Glade Mist? I don't see any siege here. Now all of them are just gonna fast travel here that took the Elder Scroll, which is gonna be a bit of a sad time. This is why it's like pretty essential that you start the siege, because then it prevents people from fast traveling to you. Yeah, they're just gonna keep pouring up the hill. I'm excited though to get the little red burst. You know, being able to turn myself into a bit of a red boy. Woo! What do you guys think about Stage 3 Vampire, by the way? So I'm not a Stage 3 Vampire right now, and I kind of feel like I miss it a little bit. Like, I have such good resource sustain. I feel like, I would just, take the benefits, even though the drawbacks can be a bit annoying. Anyone have any strong opinions on the Undeath perk? It was nerfed for those of you who are not aware of the nerf. I think it was nerfed in update 43, so two patches ago, technically. All right, this guy is exceptionally annoying. There we go. Got the siege started back again, which is good as well. What do you think of it, Chris? Because I need to drink some blood right now. We're in the actual game, so it will just go straight like into your notifications. Oh, can't accept you. Maxed out on slots there. Yeah, it should go straight into your collections in game, so it doesn't come like in the mail. So like some stuff comes in the mail, like for example, if you bought like the collector's edition of ESO, I think that stuff like comes in the mail. This stuff does not do that. There's not that many of us down here, and that is a big Frost Lancer. Oh my gosh. Like they're little, it's like they're pointing it at me. Thank you for the follow, MN Viking. We'll just eat this real quick. It is so goofy watching a werewolf resurrect somebody. Just the logistics of it, right? Like if your life relies on a werewolf to resurrect you, just how they hold the soul gem, it's just such a goofy animation, and I love it. I wonder how it looks as like a stage 5 vampire, like when you're in your vampire form. That's got to be up there too on the goofy factor. Oh my gosh, the Frost Lancer or the whatever Shock Lancer is so annoying. We go back up the hill. So you may have it. If you yeah. Also, turn your notifications off for people in arenas. You will thank me later. You will just get so many of those, it will drive you absolutely insane. So I turn those off. Yeah, the especially too, because when people see that you're in execute range, they just cake on the executes. You know, like they're ruthless. It's like when they smell weakness, you know, they're gonna go in. Interesting. Where's that guy going? Look at these guys. Look at that positioning of the Lancers. Incredible. So if I'm them, I would just attack Royales too. Oh, they're not attacking it. That's good. Ooh. I saw somebody suggest too that because the sorcerer streak is so broken that they should like remove a meter from it. And I'm like, you know how much it would mess with people's minds if you like change like something that's been used for so long and like just change the length on it. It would literally drive me absolutely bonkers if they did that. Ow. See you later, Nicholas. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, PvP tanks kind of drive me insane though too, especially with how easy it is to get shields. Like, look, I'm a bit of a scumbag myself. I have a very powerful sword shield. I get it, you know. So I don't. I mean, I like to keep my attacking abilities on this bar just because this is my DPS bar, you know. So it's got a little more damage on it. And it just depends. So like oftentimes, so for me personally, I do my attacking rotation, and I noticed that when I was doing my attacking rotation, I would be like, for example, up on this wall here, and then I would streak off of it, um, pretty frequently, because I would put streak on the front bar because it is like an aggressive, you know, like I'm going in, you know, type attack. But it can also be something that may mess with you if you plan to go there. Is Templar viable? 100%. Every class is viable. Even Necromancers are viable. Like, remake these tier lists, right, of like all of these like classes and stuff. And there's like a D tier, or maybe I think Necro moved into the C tier in my mind. But like, even at the C tier, it's still viable. It just means that you're at a bit of a disadvantage. Whereas if you use like an A or an S tier class, like you'd be hunky dory, you know. You'd be cruising for a bruising, as the kids say. Thank you, Kitty Cat ESO, for the follow. Woo! Is that Vicious Death that killed me? The Dark Convergence. Interesting. Thank you for the helpful videos. I'm a casual player, but I find your guides helpful. Well, thank you for watching. There's so many more coming out. Um, it's just so hard. I never know how to prioritize them because like tomorrow we have the Tuesday vendor, right? But then it's like I want to make an updated tier list for mythics. I want to do one for chapters. You know, it's like there's just always so much to talk about. You know, like that's what's so hard about ESO is like there's always so many pieces and things to update. How did we not kill him there? Especially the chapter guide one, because a lot of you guys have been asking for a chapter guide, like a chapter like these are the essential chapters, just because it's like a there's so many options for DLCs and chapters and things. It's like which ones are actually essential and whatnot. Exactly, every class works. That's the key takeaway. And don't stress yourself out on being like, oh, I gotta switch classes or oh, I gotta go, like I gotta go do what the meta says. Like, you don't have to do that at all. The other thing too is like there's what 4 patches every year minimum, so it's like you're only ever 4 patches. You're only ever 1 patch away, like a few months away from needing to completely be changed meta wise. Like sorcerers might get nerfed pretty heavily whenever they do the shield rework. So does that mean you shouldn't be a sorcerer now? It's like sorcerers are still gonna have a very good like active play style. Excuse me. They're shooting siege at us. Wait, it's us shooting that. Where was their shooting siege from? Oh, it's over here. I'm like, what the hell is happening? like, are we shooting siege at ourselves? Hello? Sorry, Gunenbeer. I used to chase the meta every patch, but that's both expensive and a real grind. Better to develop skills. Well, I think it's just better to develop like a play style that you like too. I'm rather a fan of Necromancer, but I've never done PvP or even have a proper build or gear for one, but I'm interested in PvP. The nice thing about PvP too is like, well, Necromancers can build unkillable Necro tanks, which, they could just go for forever, which is exceptionally annoying. But you'll see a lot of unkillable Necro tanks. You could build one of those. You could always build like a nice little siege guy. A lot of people have been making siege builds with that new, I forget what it's called. That's funny. There's a Nightblade following him around. Necro bombs are also really popular. It's a very specific type of playstyle, but you can build a necromancer that just doesn't die. And then you could just shoot, stuff. You can bomb with it. You can, just hang around. Liverpool beat Man City. It was a great game. I was actually very happy when Liverpool won. Nobody's attacked Chalman yet. That's actually ridiculous. Are they actually sieging this? Yeah, you never walk alone, as they say. I just got to figure out where to go next. Oh, for those of you who missed it, this is our diagram for what class you should be. Anyone have any thoughts on this? I think that this is picture perfect accurate after a long, intensive research. So a lot of people, when they're new to the game, they're like, I don't know what class I want to be, man. We have made a flowchart. So it starts with, do you like to play a rogue? Yes, you be a Nightblade. Do you think paladins are cool? If yes, you're a Templar. Do you like sorcerers? Then you're a sorcerer. Are you fond of corpses? Then you're a necromancer. Do you like Cthulhu? You're an arcanist. Do you like fire? You're a dragon knight. And do you like to command nature? And you're a warden. Thank you, Kez. I think it does actually a pretty good job of breaking down like all the different components. By the way, you see this here? This is a 75% wall. If you want to be on the Cyrodiil repair force, you just, just fix these while you're distracted. You can see the AP will trickle in. Where's the bard? Well, hopefully in 2026. Did you guys see like the word for sound magic is like thermophavasculism or something crazy? And to be fair, if we do go back to Skyrim, a bard class would not be the craziest thing in the world. Well, there's the they are. That's crazy. What timing? But yeah, this is the. What do you guys think about this? Everyone's standing here. They've got the new mount. Wait. Where is that mount? That's the wrong thing. I actually have that mount now too. But I forget, how do you get the swords out? Oh. Oh, baby. Nasty boy. You gotta pull out the swords. We could literally have 8 swords on our opponents right now. They would be none the wiser. Oh wait, I forgot that I'm over here on the wrong window. Look at this. Fellas, tell me this does not reek intimidation. They're like, oh my god. This guy saved up his seals of endeavors and crown gems. He's crazy. He bought a horse with 4 swords for hands. Thank you, 700 Roblon007 for the follow on Twitch. Oh my gosh, I just love this stupid design. A lot of people hated it, but I love it. I think you could make this bipedal, and then the 2 front legs, the legs on the front, right? You could actually then be on top of them, and then you could have 6 swords in total, right? Highly underrated as an option. I think that they're missing out on potential sword action. I think the wall's fine. Unless they're talking, they could be talking about Reales. Yeah, I think I don't think bards are impossible. A lot of people think that like I'm anti-bard. I'm not anti-bard. I do pinky promise that I'm not. I just think that bards are decently unlikely. Just because it would be hard to build out 3 bars, like 3 skill bars for a bard. 3 skill bars for a bard. Say that 3 times fast. So I think that's the biggest problem that I personally have with a bard. I think that that would be a cool addition. Hear me out. Everybody that loves bards, would you be happy if, let's say, instead of them giving you a bard class, they made it to where you could join like the bard guild? Would you guys be happy with that? Or there still be riots in the street if there's no bard class? There's a lot of broken walls here. Fellas, you gotta be in the Cyrodiil Defense Force or repairing service. They did bard like Dark Age of Camelot, it would fit so well in ESO. I don't think the problem is like making it fit per se. I think it's more so just like trying to make it, I won't even say balanced, just like fit as like the other classes do. But I feel like if it could be a guild line. What do you guys think about a guild line of barding? Bard guild, there you go. Because then it's like you could do like different stuff. Werewolf has 3 bars. Imagine if they gave werewolves the ability to bar swap. It would actually be really funny if they didn't have any more skills. It was just the same ones. College of Music. I think that music has a special name in the ESO universe as well. hang on, we gotta get oiled up here. Hang on. Boom! It's like battle mode versus defense mode. A healer werewolf. Do you guys remember the Invis pot werewolf that I fought against in Cyrodiil one day? Where I just like I just set my controller down. I was just like, nope, not doing it. Nice haircut. I actually haven't gotten a haircut in a while. I need to get a haircut here soon. Unless you mean my character's haircut. Then wait, I just used a bewitched sugar skull. I don't even know how I did that. I can't even repair a wall correctly on my own. Do you guys like the lighting situation better, by the way? I didn't realize how dark some of my videos were. The problem is so like I have a monitor that's right here. You can see some of the glow from that. And the problem when you do that, I've noticed, is that so let's say I switch to a dark screen, you guys can almost tell because the light like drops significantly. So I actually have a separate light there. You can see I'm blocking it now with my hand a little bit. And that provides like the secondary light. So I have light coming from there and light coming from here. Because the lighting in my old house used to be significantly better. So now I had to figure it out. Because apparently I've been recording videos like in darkness. And I don't even realize it until I look at the video and I'm like, what the heck? Listen, an invis pot werewolf, you know, it just feels like it should be illegal. I know that it's not illegal, but like it should be, you know? Mm, mm, mm. A Thume class would be good too, like a Greybeards class, like a it's like a Thume light, you know? I still got to figure out like what stuff to put back here because I feel like I just have the most random stuff. We got Star Wars helmets, we got Warhammer figurines here just because I saw them on sale after Space Marine came out. And then Purity Seals. We have our ESO stuff up at the top. We have Molag Ball right here. We have the pet that I knocked over from the anniversary event. And then we have this thing that I found on sale at a flea market, which just says Marvel across it. But you really can't read it back there. So I just have it up there because it also keeps my cat from knocking down the sound things that I have that absorb the sound from up there. I actually don't play D&D. I do have books though. I have Warhammer books, so I'm not just a different type of closet nerd. I did have an idea for BGs, by the way. I wanted to see what you guys' thoughts were. So, if I had this idea, right? So, if you, a lot of you guys like to queue solo, but you also want to queue with like your friend. What if you could queue solo, but there's a chance it puts your friend on the enemy team? You know, so it's like it's as if you queued at the same time. You don't know if you're gonna be on the opposite team. Would you guys like an idea like that where it's like, I don't know. Wait, we gotta turn on attacking mode here. Zoop. Imagine you just had like 10 of these lined up. The enemy would never stand a chance. And because of how many crayons all the elf players eat, you know, they probably would think that this is like trample as opposed to you riding them out. They probably all move out of the way. What happened at the same time? Oh, queued. Oh, I just realized that I'm getting attacked. See, that's how fast you can look over at the chat and be like, wait a minute. That's what happened during your PvP stream. I would queue when you guys would, and I got a lot with you before I subbed in. Well, I think too, it would be kind of cool if what you could do is like queue in a group together, because a lot of people want to be in the same mode. I just don't know, like coding wise, if that would be like very different. Tell me, where is Gandalf? For I much desire to speak with him. Fortunately, Gandalf raided the stream. I don't know if he's still in the chat. Hey there, buddy. I forgot you can't jump through this way. Well, you can. The gates, man. Why is your voice higher over here on Twitch? That's a good question. They should be the same in theory, but like, I dual stream, so there's no like changing of any toggles or anything between the two of them. So I don't know why it would be higher. Actually, you just switch. When you switched over, I just started talking louder just to gaslight you. Now that you've switched back to YouTube, this is how loud I sound over there. Oh, and they took it and I missed it. Oh. This is why you shouldn't look at Twitch chat when you're running to a keep. Oh, higher like a chipmunk? That I definitely don't know. Unless I turn on my Alvin and the Chipmunk filter accidentally. Should I level my scrying / alchemy for the event or level an alt? I would say go for the alt first, but it's up to you. Yeah, it sounds like a chipmunk on Twitch. What does that even mean? What? I don't know what to do with that knowledge. Do you guys say that it doesn't do that on the other platform? Let me log into my Twitch and see if there's. Oh, I gotta get an authentication code. 1 second. What kind of level of gaslighting is this? You sound like a chipmunk. A chipmunk? A chipmunk? I loaded the Twitch Inspector app. It says we're stable. I don't know what clicking on this even does. It could have been sped up. That could be an option too. I don't know how. I'm not an expert on this. I just work here, man. I just show up, right? I'll be honest. Streaming, not necessarily my thing. I prefer making videos in a dark room with my cat constantly trying to knock over my mic. That way I don't have to bribe her every time I go live. Ruin a nickel. I've done that before too, where it's like on YouTube, I know that if you like put your finger on the thing, it'll like speed up the video. Thank you, by the way, for the subscription up, Puma. Missed that when I was making sure I didn't sound like Lois Griffin as a chipmunk. And thank you for the follow. Hell yeah? Is that how you say that? I will go this way. Hell yeah. I don't even think I could do a good chipmunk voice. We'll get into battle mode here in a moment. Thank you for the follow, P. Skinner. Hopefully I don't sound like a chipmunk to you, Mr. Skinner. Hang on, let me turn on battle mode here. Got the swords out. Sun's out, guns out, baby. Of course, I can't do anything on the back of this horse besides look awesome, but they say intimidation was key in medieval warfare, and I can literally feel the crayon-eating elves just quaking in their boots. I feel it. They're probably thinking to themselves, who can afford 6,000 Seals of Endeavors? I can, and I did. Like, he's a madman. Exactly. Any man that's willing to buy a mount with 4 swords coming off the arms, you just shouldn't be trifled with. The door's already down. You can feel the fear inside of them right now. How's it going, Skinner? I do. It's so funny because, like, realistically, like, the mount is it's the goofiest thing that they've added in such a long time, right? But I just love it so much because it is so goofy. You know, it's like when you watch a film where you're like, "Wow, that's incredibly goofy," but you love it. It's like the Deadpool 3 movie. You're like, "That is so whimsical and contrived," but I love it. I love how whimsical and contrived that it is. What kind of content should I be doing for leveling? I have one other character. I don't know if I should waste time crafting. What do you have DLCs? Are you low level, high level, moderate leveled? Do you do it with a second person? Do you do it, on your own? Tell me about your leveling here. Tell me how you like to level. I spent Seals of Endeavor in the wedding theme central earlier today. Now I have buyer's remorse. You going to Bruma, I'm guessing? Look at that. The Reds are going for all the scrolls. Oh, we got a brother. So you gotta activate attack mode. You gotta turn on. You gotta set it to W for Wumbo. Thank you, Jessica, for the subscription on YouTube. CP 160 solo with ESO Plus. I really like being solo, at least for the leveling process. Are you leveling a new character then, or are you leveling your 160 character? And if any of you guys have any questions like this too, feel free to throw them at me. I love to answer very specific questions that are tailored to people, especially on a live stream, because it's easier to answer questions like that where it's like, instead of me like responding in a comment, well, what DLCs do you have? Like, what stuff do you have? Do you have companions? Like, it's so much easier to do it on a live stream. The other thing I hate about Bruma, it is the most contrived one to get inside of. New character for the skill styles. Really don't want to do that grind all over again. If you enjoy PvP, hot take. I have leveled up characters all the way from 10 to 50 doing nothing but PvP, and it is actually pretty ridiculously fun. The reason for that is that Battlegrounds give you tons of AP. You're going to get the new style, or not the new styles, the new sets from Battlegrounds. It's 8v8, so it's kind of whimsical but fun in the same sense. So I love doing BG's level up. If you don't want to do that, don't blame you at all. You can farm, even on a 10 to 50 character, you can farm Black Rose Prison, which granted is on a it's a bit difficult. So Black Rose Prison second round until the shield guy comes out, because he's the final boss of the second round, and you just let him kill you, you respawn it. It is the most XP per hour outside of doing 50,000 master writs. So I think that's a perfectly decent way to do it. But you would probably need to craft yourself like good gear, and by good gear, just like make like a training set. I love Twiceborn. Get 2 Mundus stones as you level up. Doesn't get really any weaker. Also, you could and Heartland Conqueror double training trait for the weapon, also nice. You could also another easy thing that people like to do is they will do dolmens, especially during double A or double XP events. Excuse me, you're going to see tons of people doing dolmens. There's going to be a double XP event during New Life, which starts in the middle of December. So you could just wait until then. It's if you want to wait, because also 2 XP stacks. So you'll have double XP, then you could pop a 150 scroll, and get tons of XP. I went to a restaurant while on vacation that had Jake's jokes on sticky notes hung all around. It's actually incredible. I would stay longer to watch the slide, but I'm playing ESO myself right now, so have fun, Jake. We'll see you later. I don't know how much longer we're to be going. I realize that we've already passed like 2 hours, which is kind of wild because I did not think that I'd be going this long. I was thinking to myself, we'll go 2 hours, then we'll take a break. I wish they would just do Twitch drops. That way it would be like, hey guys, everybody, come to Twitch, watch, get this reward. Not just come, listen to my voice. Woo! Like it'd be more of like a purpose and a reason, Hell yeah, these single defenders up here in Dragon Call. They don't know what hit them. We're getting this 8% AP buff, and nobody's gonna stop us. I literally think that there's like 0 defenders. That's funny. To be fair, if your red's right. Oh, they lost all of them down in the south. That's not great for them. Don't love that. Love BGs when I was first leveling. I think I'll do that. Do I need to gear for that? Also, how do I unlock master crafting writs so they come naturally? Those are I'm talking about the ones that you get like the books, like these ones. Where are they? Where are they? These ones. I'm talking about like these writs. You could buy these. You get these from doing your daily crafting writs. It's like a potential reward drop. People say that mathematically, like buying and doing a bunch of those with an XP scroll popped is like mathematically the best XP, and it is, but it's not necessarily viable to do on a new character. So I don't necessarily use it when I discuss that type of stuff. But it's still mathematically incredible. For BGs, I would wear gear. I would wear Twiceborn. And then ironically, I would still wear Heartland Conqueror, but instead of doing double training, I would do double sharpened. And you could do, some people just do level 10, 20, 30, 40 gear. Some people do, I think it's 16, 26, and it's the ones where it's like the least amount of like crafting materials to craft. They use that for their level up gear. Yeah, Master Rips drop as a reward for daily writs once you hit 50 on crafting skills and spend the points to max them out. It's not guaranteed. There's still a bit of a, bit of a risk to get. Like it's something that's like a percent drop. But you can always buy them too. Is the other thing. Which sets again? I'll put it in chat for you. Twiceborn. Double Mundus. And the nice thing, double Mundus, you can use anything for it. And then second is Heartland Conqueror. And then Sharp. And this is probably the trait that you want to go with. Yeah, nice. Gonna craft that set for my ult tonight. Yeah, there you go. And you don't have to get crazy with crafting these sets. I mean, just slap on, like, make it purple, and you'll probably be hunky-dory. And the nice thing about Mundus stones is you give yourself like health and then stam and then weapon damage, you know, like you get pretty crazy, or even the one that gives you a movement speed buff, but I think that gives you health recovery as the second bonus, which probably isn't ideal. But 10 to 50 battlegrounds is just such like a calm environment. And then too, like in between battlegrounds, I would usually just farm dolmens in the Alakir Desert. That way you're always like earning XP from something, which is always good. Oh, it's true, I forgot. Hang on, we're gonna turn on battle mode here. With there being no reds to intimidate nearby, you know, I forgot that, you know, there could be some watching from a distance. The fact that you can't have the weapons out when you use trample is actually tragic, though. I just want to point that out. It actually makes me sad. No, they just took it. Adept Rider is a good one as well, if you're interested in a set like that. About how many battlegrounds do you have to run to get to 10 on your assault and support? Let me see. Let me see if I can do the math here. How much AP to get to 10 assault? ESO. So you need 1.5 million. Is that really that much? It takes 1.5 million alliance points. So it takes 1.5 million alliance points, but I don't know how much that goes. This guy's giving me a different number, though. So you can also use, I'm looking at the math here, you can use torts. So you can use a tort, which will increase your align gain as well. So you could pop on like a white gold tort. And then I would say you're probably going to get like 10k AP per battleground. If you're already at 9, you pop one of those. Oh, this math is so hard. I would say you're probably 200k away, right? Because that's probably to go from 9 to 10. So you pop a 100% tort or 50% tort. I don't know if you want to ball out and get a 150% one. Let's just say you moderately ball out and get a 100% one. You probably would need to do 10 battlegrounds, win or lose. I would say something around that. Oh shoot, I'm missing the big cinematic battle down at Fort Ash. Woo! Big CGI fight. I'm like checking stuff on my phone here. I'm trying to make sure that I've done this correctly. Yeah, as long as you have stuns, executes, and heals, like you're pretty much hunky dory. You know, that's pretty much all you need. Hello, hello. How's it going? Switch my thing back here. I give you first time messages, by the way, Tinkerbell, and what's his name? Thank you for the follow Pico Day. Excuse me. Yeah, slap on an execute, slap on a heal, slap on a stun, a speed up, also nice too, and a bit of a spammable. Be good for you to go as well. So like 30 or more to get from 7 to 10. Yeah, I mean, I would just eat a Clovian War Tort, especially if you can get afford a white gold one, even better. And the nice thing is, if you're good at remembering, just eat the tort when the battleground is about to end, so you can optimize the time that you're getting it. But also, don't stress, you know, about all that stuff too. Just kind of, you know, just go with the flow, you know? I mean, if you really want to get AP, just come to Cyrodiil with me right now. You know, we'll just take some keeps together. Hey, just wondering how leveling exclusively in PvP works and if it's relatively quick. So, when it comes to PvP leveling, there's two ways that you get PvP level. Let me get to the siege here. Well, no, they're not. They haven't started it yet. So you have this number right here. So you see in the bottom right hand corner, that is my Daggerfall Covenant rank, basically. That's like you start off as like a volunteer and you work your way up to 50. The reason you want to level that is you get skill points. Skill points are the lifeblood of your alternate characters. You want to be able to use them for crafters. You want to be able to use them for all the sorts of the hoopla, right? Then you've got these two lines, which also are leveled up through AP. Now you need 1 million AP to get both of these to 10. They're important because they give you access to some really important abilities: Warhorn, Resolving, Vigor, Purge, Barrier. It just depends on the type of content you're doing, obviously. But those are some pretty notable reasons to level it up. Oh, what did I do? Epic. Is it not 1 million AP? That's what Google said to get to level 10 for all your alliance ranks. But when you get XP, you're going to get XP by just being in Cyrodiil. So all of the XP that you get from doing your your battlegrounds and all your hoopla and stuff, right? That's all going to be it's all just normal XP. AP is the currency that you get. The AP is also a currency that you spend, but spending it doesn't affect your levels. Get any 1vx's yet? Not really. We've not been in here for super long. How did you say we could get 500? 500? It's not 500 transmutes. So what you do is you get your rewards of the worthy, right? Which I can't open because I'm in combat, right? So get your rewards of the worthy. You open one every single day. You don't open them all at once, You space them out like an advent calendar. And what that does is that it gives you 25 transmute crystals a day, regardless of when you got the rewards of the worthy box. So it's very profitable. You can also sit and fix doors on characters. That will also we did that earlier, actually, just to demonstrate, just because a lot of you guys were like, oh, I want to get to rewards tier 1. Now, see, rewards tier 1 is also notable, because if you get to rewards tier 1, which is this right here, you will get 50 transmutes when the campaign ends. That's 30 days to get the rewards tier 1. You can see we're rewards tier 2. You don't have to necessarily stress about getting to higher rewards tier. You will get some jewelry, it's always, nice and fancy, but to me, it's always just down to the transmutes. The transmutes are the lifeblood of the game, in my opinion. What's the difference between Blackreach and Greyhost? Greyhost has sweatier kids in it than Blackreach. Probably the easiest way to define the differences. I don't know if anybody has a more algorithmic definition. That's probably about as accurate as it gets. I don't even know. I don't think it necessarily is harder to find. Thank you, by the way, Fire Squad Gaming, for the subscription on YouTube. I don't necessarily think it's sweatier in Greyhost, because, I don't know. I do like how many transmutes you get from PvP. I think rewards of the worthy feel a little bit more balanced and actually worth doing now. Versus, when there were no new sets, it was kind of just ooh, rewards of the worthy box. Woohoo, I do feel like it's almost a little bit broken that you can stack them throughout the week. I feel like they will change that, as they've created a system that incentivizes people to hold on to their mail. Excuse me, got the hiccups, which they definitely did not want to do. Yeah, I'm curious what they're gonna add for PvP. I'm also curious too when we're gonna get a Cyrodiil update, but I also don't know what they're gonna do to Cyrodiil, just because it's such a weird thing to try to update. How do you change something that's existed essentially for 10 years? Am I sure it's geodes? Yeah, it is still that way for geodes. I did it I did it just today, actually. I've done it quite a few times now. Now, don't pull it out of your mail. I think if you pull it out of your mail, you are that's when it becomes bound to that character. So I wouldn't get too crazy there. But yes, I'm pretty confident. Yeah, it's true. They could add another eye. I mean, if you think about all the changes that Cyrodiil has gotten, they're all like very, very minor. Like like the bridges and the gates and all that. It's very nominal. So it's hard to know like what would they change. Well, that's quite a few yellows. I'm just gonna go back in there. Get the actual AP tick there. I see your Twitch chat. I don't stream on Twitch though. Yeah, if you use Streamlabs, you can actually you can stream to both. I think it's worth it just because it's extra people, and then you get Twitch drops, obviously, which is helpful, which is always good. How's it going, Miki? I think they should hang on, chat moved. I think they should work on making incentives beyond the AP boosting for delving, questing in Cyrodiil. There's way to make it fun and profitable to hang out there to attract players. I do actually agree with that. I hot take think that doing the actual like if you do the daily quests in Cyrodiil, you should be making like buku bucks because essentially you're doing some of the like hardest daily quests in the game, and your profit is very nominal, like nominal. So I think that they definitely do need to boost the rewards. To what degree, I'm not entirely certain, but I do think it's a great point. I would stream to both, but I have bad internet. I mean, I would check what's your internet speed. I mean, when I started doing this, I had bad internet speed too, and it was still able to chug it through Streamlabs because Streamlabs will do it through both. So usually, if you can, oh, that's getting broken. I'm an idiot. Usually, if you can, if it can survive YouTube, usually it can survive dual streaming because it all just funnels through. Me, Co, Bob, Biba. I probably just butchered that again, and I'm sorry. I do think adding Cyrodiil citrus is a nice item, but there should be more. Yeah, I actually agree with that. Like more, especially just stuff to find too. Like imagine you just like find treasure on the ground too. Like just more reason to be in Cyrodiil. I think that would be such a cool concept. 10 to 20 megabytes. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. That reminds me of the dial-up days where somebody called you on the phone, it would turn off your internet. That's bad. By the way, everybody subscribe to Epic. He has all of the best PvP builds. I stole a Stamsork build a while ago and I loved it until it was nerfed. Then I loved it less, but it was still good. When I say stole, I meant I used it too. I didn't like make a video on it and claim it was mine. I just meant that I used it. For anyone that's confused, I don't steal other people's builds. I pinky promise. It is I don't know if I call it a ball group per se. It's more so just random people who are fighting another, it's more so just pushing in a general direction as everybody else. All groups are usually the people who are like hiding, and all buffing each other with very intentional sets. I'm in the middle of rendering a video right now that will make everyone good at ESO. Well, that's good. What knowledge are you going to bestow upon us? Hear me out. You should make a video on explaining all the Cyrodiil things, because I don't even know how to. I do a terrible job at explaining Cyrodiil. Like, oh, here's how you know where to go. It's just such a hard hard concept. The meta, that's good. It's important to know the meta, obviously. Power leveling my 12th character right now. There you go. Something as simple as finding ways to get things such as Chorus eggs through Cruise and Cyrodiil would be awesome. How about new AP vendors scattered across the map? Wandering AP vendors would be pretty dope. That way, it's like, I think that what they need to do is like they should have like quick time, not like quick time events, but like whatever word you would use, like timed events, like a King of the Hill pops up, and then the winners get like a special reward, currency, and then maybe you also get that currency if you like do other types of PvP quests there or something. I just feel like they just need more, like just needs a little more junk in the trunk, Because I mean, PvP is fun. Don't get me wrong. You get into conflicts like this where you're just in a field where both of you guys are just endlessly respawning, over and over again, and that's awesome. But like, I feel like it'd be cool to have like more objectives. Just joined a few days ago. Well, welcome. Fighting over vendors or locations to profit. Exactly. We always need fights over profit. That's exactly what we need. I don't know how I just redirected myself. I like streaked and went a foot to the left. That's interesting. ESO needs a rush mode. That would actually be really cool. I was hoping ESO would make a battle royale mode, Like if Ark can make a battle royale mode, ESO, like why not? Exactly. Battlefield's rush mode is actually very well done. Yeah, I think you just need more like to do. And I know that they had a big problem with Cyrodiil and rendering, and then that hardware upgrade is supposed to be like the biggest. It's supposed to like revolutionize Cyrodiil in a lot of ways. So I don't know what they plan to do for Cyrodiil. I imagine it's going to see some sort of like full loot Cyrodiil. Oh my god, can you imagine? People would have the tankiest builds if there was a full loot Cyrodiil. It would just be like tanks and bombers because nobody would want to risk anything. So it would just be people running cheap, vicious death builds and a bunch of other bullshit. That's the only problem with anything stakes wise. Full loot would make that is true. It would make the crafters rich. It would stimulate the ESO economy so much. And to be fair, like most crafting, I mean, as long as you're not like losing your mythic, and I guess you would just reconstruct it anyway, it wouldn't be like the worst thing in the world. But the only thing is, it's going to make people play very defensively, which would be a bit annoying. But I mean, it would be fun, like conceptually, it would be fun. I think a gladiator mode would be dope. That's why I know that they were experimenting at one point with 2v2 fights. So I almost feel like they were going to do like a 1v1 mode, like integrated into Battlegrounds. But I think that they just thought that it wouldn't catch on. And to be fair, like a 2v2 Battleground probably wouldn't catch on. Just not enough like people, it's just it'd be such a different play style like involved as well. This is a lot of yellows. It's alright. Okay, I can't move. I can't get up. I can't get up. So being a stage 3 vampire there would have saved me. I can't even respawn. I'm like I'm just outside of the range. It's tragic. I need to become a stage 3 vampire again to prevent that. I just hate having to eat so often, you know? Yeah, I don't think that they would reduce the size of Cyrodiil. They've been talked about like adding a speed up to Battle Spirit, like a mount speed increase to Battle Spirit. I think that could potentially be an option. Like just make everybody faster. Are they just not going to defend the Elder Scroll down here? They're just going to keep fighting in here. Oblivion was one of, if not the first RPG I ever played in my whole life. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had in a video game. Stage 4 vampire? I've been on a sorcerer, I've done it before. I've not done it recently. That is true. I used to run invis pots too on my radial wheel, but my inventory started to become a little sporadic-y, so I took it away. I actually used to have Corrupting Bloody Mars on there. That's why I used to love too the Nightblade. Yeah, I'm dead next to Jake. Hey, how's it going? Looks like you're getting res first. An Oblivion Arena 1v1 would be dope. The only thing too that would make the arena like a bit annoying is like I almost feel like they should make everybody use like a preset build. Like that way it doesn't just become like tanky fights. Because if any of you guys have ever hosted like dueling tournaments, it's like just very tanky, annoying groups of people. Are we gonna fight here, or are we going to the Elder Scroll fight? What's the... I just hate having to maintain vampirism. Like you would think. So stage 4 vampire, it's like you would think that it would like build up to it because you're becoming more desperate in your vampirism. We are taking all of the hits right now. There's not even that many of us here. We're cooked again. Let's go to the Elder Scroll. Nobody's even fighting over this outpost anyway. Ash. 100 AD at Ash? Really don't believe that. I used to use Streak on the front bar, but I just like Daedric Curse, and I flip flop between them. The only problem is I've gotten so used to Daedric Curse being on my front bar that whenever I put Streak on there, I will find myself streaking in times when I meant to Daedric Curse. There's definitely no AD at Ash. Granted, this wall is like already almost broken. Just head down to the other fight. That's the problem, is because of my PvE rotation, I have it on my RB on my RB on my front bar. It's like built it in, and I will constantly find myself streaking off of walls, which is suboptimal for my lifeline. But I do love Streak. I think it's one of the best skills in the game, if not the best stun in the game at the very least. I might try stage 4 vampirism just because I have such good sustain as is. Might see what it's like. Well, I put bar swapping on my right thumbstick, which makes it pretty easy for me to bar swap pretty quickly. It's not perfect by any means, but it's definitely better than like most people's bar swapping because I just press the right thumbstick in. You definitely need Streak, like yeah. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely one of the best like offensive things that you can do. I just try to bar swap to it versus putting it on the front bar. Well, I don't think you need to necessarily like decrease the size of Cyrodiil. That's so stupid. Oh, Jake, would you give me a shout out? You're ESO famous in my mind. Everybody, go follow Hayden. I don't know where, but follow him or give him love and support. Is the normal experience game from PvP good enough for leveling instead of quests? If you do Battlegrounds, yes. If you do Cyrodiil, no. Never lower Cyrodiil size, only add more to the space. Yeah, I think adding more space is probably a better way to do it. But I mean, I think as long as there's more stuff to do, or just increase the movement speed. That way you're getting to places faster, you know? Like, I think that would also go a long way in solving a lot of the problems. I think a lot of the problems though also boil down to just confusion of like, where should I be going? Because a lot of people just don't know, like, hey, here's where I should be going. We are never going to get this place under siege at this rate. Like, we just run up there and they just all respawn indefinitely. I am right here currently. You can type looking for group and then they should invite you to the group unless it's full. It might be full. Oh, no, it's not full. Now's your chance. I actually thought about making a Snow Treader's Boot Sorcerer just to see if it was possible to kind of weave it in. There's still 3 bars of yellows to our 2 bars of blues, which is the most unfortunate part about the current conflict. I don't know. I know that they're putting a mount in the Golden Pursuit, and you can see it in the thumbnail of the video that I posted earlier today. But besides, like, what else is going to be in there, I don't know. It's a long one, so I suspect that because they're giving you like essentially a full month to complete it, there's probably going to be like a lot of stuff. Thank you, Crislow, for the Prime resubscription. 15 months? Good God. That's longer than my mental sanity. The only problem is like if you turn down the size too much, you might get into a situation where like people can just get from place to place. How did I streak myself into a stun? That's unfortunate. Oh, this siege there is over. It's all over. No. Well, I love the Daggerfall Covenant. My favorite race is the Breton. I've been into blue since the game was released. I don't think I've ever gone into Cyrodiil with a character that's not blue ever. I think it just needs more like events to do because I don't think. I mean, like if you were to time how long it takes for me to get like back to Nickel Outpost, it's not very long. It's increased by the fact that we are going through here like that. But like you're able to get back into the conflict fight pretty quickly. Oh no! Oh no! That's a lot of yellow zerglings. It's alright, we'll at least kill the Nightblade. Guess we won't kill the Nightblade. Golly. Yeah, I don't know why you like I know that they said like, oh, you get increased companion gear with this newest like event. I didn't think that that meant like just necklaces and rings specifically, you know? Like I thought that was an interesting design choice to say the least. We're probably not going to make it through this gate here. Oh, no, we are not. I need to go in here soon anyway. I gotta go eat dinner here in a bit. But if you haven't seen it yet, new Golden Pursuit, new rewards, a bunch of new stuff's coming out in December. Notably, the skill styles come out tomorrow, which are going to be absolutely beautiful. So I'm excited to see that. Oh, is Xbox always like this in Grey Host? I would say so. I mean, it's just a random Monday. Um, pretty poppin' usually. It can be a bit frustrating because there's no real like changing of hands with forts. So if you're trying to like level or get AP like a meaningful fashion, it can be kind of annoying and deterring. But it's usually pretty popular. Yeah, the red sork's gonna be really cool. I just worry like how hard it's gonna be to recognize certain things in the future. Because like I'm not saying that you won't be able to recognize like sorcerer abilities because they're pretty. Oh my gosh, dodged rolled into. Oh my god, all the CC. The performance is good unless you try to break free every so often. Then it becomes a little bit more annoying. That's the only thing that it kind of drives me insane is like when you get CC'd, sometimes it's just horrible. Great website, by the way. Thank you. We're still working on adding stuff to it. I'm just trying to do stuff that's different. Use it almost every day. What do you like from reading it? Like, what do you think's the most helpful components inside of it? That's another problem too. Is you might do what I just did there and use the wrong ult because you're bar swapping too fast. Those are some of the downsides. Like it's not like perfect. I do think it's better than PC. I think that the game just runs very well on the newest Xbox and on the mega servers. It's just bar swapping that can be tricky sometimes. You bar swap too fast and then it's like, well, bam, you actually bar swapped 3 times, instead of 2 times. Now you're on the wrong bar, you little silly rapscallion, and you're like, oh no. PC don't work in Grey Host. I have seen some videos of people trying to do PC Grey Host stuff. Man, like I don't know what it is, but I mean, I don't know what everyone's PC and connection looks like. I've taken my revenge. Hallelujah. Hey Jake, wanted to say I appreciate your weekly vendor videos and returning player. Took 8 to 9 years off. My goodness. And you helped me stay up to date with all the cool furniture the weekend vendor has. I always try to focus on the luxury furnishing vendor. A lot of people don't like the luxury furnishing vendor, but man, it's good, and it's also got items that might be, gaining in value. I haven't seen so the Magsork video is or the Magsork build will be added to the website here soon. But you can see it currently. You can watch the video on it now. It's more of a battlegrounds build. I do use the back pedals or back paddles also. If you don't use the back paddles, it is so hard to get your RB and your other buttons to register as inputs. So I found that using the back paddles makes that so much easier. Like you don't know how many times I try to Daedric curse and the game's just like like when you're trying to use your RB as opposed to the paddles. It's like, did you really press that button? My videos come in clutch. You're too lazy to log on. Well, thank you. Obama. Yeah, you can see quite a few open field. At least we did get a defense tick, which is always nice because that's my biggest. I think that they need to add ticks for fighting in open fields because it makes it feel worth it more often than not. Then at that point, I mean, obviously when you kill certain people, you get a bunch of AP, but it's not really uniform in any sort of understandable way. To the Razor Wolverine? What? Those are, I don't even know what those words mean. I'm in a negate bubble. That's, woo! I don't want to be in the negate bubble. I wanted to actually put my own negate bubble down. Kapow! I can't see it, but if they try to come kill me, they're in a negate bubble. Oh my, holy goodness gracious. Golly gee willikers. Why did I not, I should have gone, I'm a sorcerer. Why did I come down here? I should have just gone up there on top of the wall. My food is ready. My video's done rendering. I must leave. Well, thanks for stopping by. Make sure to check out the video that you release. I'll be looking forward to it. As soon as I push up here too, the fight gets away from the wall. It's so awkward. No build guides. I am working on build guides. I'm not the best author when it comes to things, and I also think too that like builds need to be tweaked, by the user. So it's so hard for me to be like, oh yeah, like, and you can change this if you want, and you can change that. That's what's difficult for me is because I change things a lot, and when I don't change things, it kind of drives me crazy because it's like during the PvP event, they kind of wanted us to use like a very like not the very specific build, but like if we picked a build that we would stick to it, just because it was you could see it online as to what it was, and that kind of drove me crazy because as we were going, I was like, man, if I could switch to this, I get a little more of this. Maybe that's what I'll do when I write the builds. I'll be like, if you want more oomph, defense, switch to this. If you want more attack, switch to this. Any mag blade players out there? No stealth mag blade. That's a interesting. At that point, just play a Templar. Those mechanical accruity Templars are looking pretty good right now. Very specific build. I thought mechanical accruity was gone for the wayside. How do you PvP? How do you know to go for where to stand? Do you mean like where to go, or do you mean just like what do you mean by where to stand? Have the new companions replaced Isabel as your favorite? No. Who to go for? I mean the easy answer is just type looking for group and then just follow wherever the crown takes you. Because even if you're like, oh, it makes sense to go over here, your alliance will not always make sense. And you may find yourself going in some obtuse directions. That's okay. Alright. I don't know how I timed getting CC'd and Meteor at the same time. Look at this. Oh, I have Vicious Death. That's actually wild. So I was Shooting Starred, Soul Tethered, Mage's Wrath, and Vicious Death. All because I streaked over to try to help stun the people to save my people. That's the other thing too. You just have to accept that sometimes you just die because like what are you gonna do in that situation? You streak thinking that you're making a difference, and then bam, you're on the ground. I might just TP back and ready to go eat dinner. But yeah, usually the easy answer is just follow the people. So like you can see here, like there's conflict here. You just go this away, and you can see the swords too, and you go for the swords, and that's the easy answer. You never walk alone. Amen. I figure out who's streaming right now. Make sure you guys get your skill styles, though. If I see you guys logging in tomorrow without these skill styles, it's on site. I'd be so disappointed in you guys. I'd be like, guys, what's going on here? Don't you guys have the skill styles? Like, what were you doing? Hopefully drops will come back too, because that's what I am missing in my life is Twitch drops. I want to be able to give you guys something for watching. I always feel guilty when I don't have anything to give you. But don't worry, the build guides will be there. And if you have suggestions, if you're like, Jake, I would like to see this on the website, just make sure you put it in the Discord channel. I want to send this raid over to Icy, although I think I typed it wrong. I did type it right. Another great content creator here. I never know who to raid when these things end. So thank you guys for being here. I will look for, so we're going to be at least streaming again on Thursday. So Thursday we will be back at minimum, but if there's Twitch drops enabled, we will also be back. Well, I know that you guys don't need incentives, but I like when you guys get something, but I'm going to send this over. Thank you guys again. If you're on if you're on YouTube, you're still going to be hearing me because even after I click this raid button, you guys are all still here. Ironically, I don't know if I can now hear. There's the YouTube raid. Thank you for the YouTubers for sticking around. And I will catch you guys later. Thank you to the YouTubers. I'll see you guys tomorrow. The Tuesday vendor. And if there's drops enabled, we'll do a stream.